Hello, everybody! Welcome back to another week of All Fun and Dice. This is going to be our 27th session.
27.
Time flies.
Holy
My goodness.
Crazy times.
27.
I don't think we
72.
have anything to distinctly announce at the beginning of the session, so I think we're going to just jump straight into it tonight with our little recap. With the board still retreating and gift of variety nowhere to be seen, our heroes went to work putting out the fires caused by Knack's makeshift bomb, as well as searching the ship. Bree and Eerie quickly found a trapdoor leading into the ship's hull, and upon finding it locked, Bree magically opened it. Much to their surprise, a swan-like Aarakocra, Judea, immediately assaulted them, but the group managed to talk their way into the hull. Inside, they were met by a stable with two Pegasus foals, as well as a hen-like Aarakocra named Hyoran, standing protectively in front of a large coiled object. Knack, with his circle of truth, managed to learn that the coil was in fact a gravely injured Coatl, known only as the Presence, but not without revealing some mysterious secrets about himself. For their service, the Presence granted Pippin and Knack a charm, using much of his remaining energy. Gift of Variety managed to return, luckily only sustaining minor damages from the fight with Voidstar, and the party once again took to the skies, quickly arriving at the Loxogift Island, Fort Craven. Ekana warned them not to stray from the limited market malls before the group split to do some shopping. The market was quite organized and grey, dull yet claustrophobic. Pippin and Lonan found an elephant Loxogift herbalist who was at first decent, but her mood quickly soured upon learning Pippin was an alchemist himself. Elsewhere, Bree and Knack wandered into a spinner's booth and were startled when, mid-bargain, a bell chimed from outside and the shopkeeper snapped to attention, reciting an eerie pledge. The party quickly reconvened upon hearing the pledge, where Pippin discovered a strange warning tucked into his purchased herbs, pushing them to go to the Lucky Mists Inn. We pick up tonight's session with with the party all together in a room in the inn, after the floor had just opened up, revealing the herbalist, Amelie, telling them to get inside. So you guys are in this. It would be claustrophobic if you guys were 8 Loxogift people, so the room is slightly larger than that. So you guys are all backed up against walls as the floorboard shifted, revealing a secret door underneath. And the sandy gray-colored head of the elephant woman, Amelie, peeked her head out.
So just like a trapdoor, just like, hello?
No, not. It's like the boards moved, shifted, and she took the boards down. Hello.
Hello.
And she looked around at all of you and said, "Get in." So what are you guys doing?
Pippin will go forward. Okay.
And I'll go next.
And she's gonna reach her hand out and kind of like help you guys down into the hole.
Her trunk too.
No.
Okay, I'll take her hand and hop down.
Yep. And she'll help you. Is everybody else going into the hole as well?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will fall asleep.
Fall asleep?
Follow suit.
Oh, fall.
I'll follow.
You jump onto the bed.
Yeah. I jump onto the elephant's back.
Yeah. So as the final last one of you is brought into the small, it would be small. The room is quite spacious, but it looks like it is just about the height of Amelie, probably around 9.5, 10 feet tall.
Oh,
But
she's tall.
Yeah, she's very tall, as all of the people of this race tend to be.
Big girl.
So you guys have a lot of coverage on the ceiling, but she looks a little bit cramped. And you watch her as she puts the boards and replaces it. You guys are plunged into darkness for a moment before she flicks a match and lights a little lantern on the wall.
What's going on?
Is this
So,
part of the letter that you gave us?
the letter.
What? Oh, I thought you said leather. I'm sorry.
Yes, well, it wasn't much of a letter, I'm sure you could tell. But you guys understand that you were in grave danger.
Why is that?
Yeah.
Well, because of this one, Pippin Frost's
What do
loose
you do?
tongue.
Snap my head and look at Pippin.
Yeah,
Cut
what do
his
you-
throat. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm
What do
sure
you
I've
do?
seen. I only know the two of you here. I don't know your name, but the fort will be after you.
How come?
They're in need of alchemists to, I would say, solve a puzzle that we haven't been able to solve. But be warned, they're not going to let you leave without looking, or at least trying. They
Pippin,
might
what,
not let you try after.
what have I mentioned about you speaking so, out of the ordinary, especially around people that we don't know?
I know, you just told me like 20 minutes ago when we were out in the street.
I mean,
Well,
like,
You're lucky that you talked to me.
I talked to other people too, though.
So why can't
And she'll look like her ears will fall, and she'll kind of she talked to more than just I.
Yeah, I talked to a tailor. He's making me a coat.
The Taylor, I don't. He's not one of us.
Who's us?
what
The
if
resistance.
why can't he just
The
help them?
fishmongers.
The resistance.
We're known as.
The fishmongers.
It's a subtle name. That's why you ask for Skytrout. I'm glad you were able to decipher the message.
Yeah,
Some
Bree
don't.
did that.
Some are lots more. Some just passers-by and would have been captured themselves.
So why
But-
can't he just help them decode this message then?
I could help.
What would it?
Maybe
Helping is.
instead of running.
It's actually. Oh, I never asked you to run.
What is this?
I want you to help,
What-
but I want you to do more than just that.
Hmm.
You want
I
Interesting.
want you to help me.
to like steal the goods on the puzzle?
Well, do we have to stay in this cramped little spot, or are we going somewhere?
Oh, we're staying here for now before you leave. There are tunnels. I don't know any of you yet, but if this area is compromised from you being untrustworthy, it won't completely ruin our mission. I might get captured and most likely killed if that happens. But for now, you're just outsiders, and we'll stay here.
So what are you resisting?
We're resisting the fort, resisting Linmore and
How
his
come?
iron fist of a rule. Well, have you not seen the city?
Yeah,
It's very nice.
It is quite odd.
And she'll kind of she'll look nice. And definitely strange. Authoritarian is a better way of describing it.
So,
It has not been the same in the decades since he has come to power. More like murdered anyone in his way.
So the fort is interested in me because they found out I'm an alchemist.
There.
and you want me to exploit that?
I can explain further, but I need oaths from you all that you will help
I
in
guess
the
we
way
should-
that I will be requested before I can reveal any more information.
Well-
I've already told you more than I probably should.
This sounds dangerous.
Pippin, how many people did you tell that your first name and that you're an alchemist?
You were with me.
I know. I'm just trying to think. It was.
It was
Of myself,
Amelie,
Amelie.
and it was the guy who's making me my coat.
Just the two then?
So
the two.
just because. So I'm curious. He only told you and one other person.
Yes.
So
and
how do they understand that he was an alchemist? Did you tell them?
I have to report everything to the fort. I'm not going to reveal myself as an agent of the underground.
Also, she wants me to do something.
Yes,
for her.
There's not too much I can do. I can
What do you
tell
want?
you now that you're not going to be able to leave the fort easily anymore.
Is she being honest?
Any of us?
Is she like?
Roll insight.
Alright. 17.
17. You can tell that she is being very serious.
Okay.
Yeah, very serious, very honest. She doesn't seem like she's really
Trying to
deceiving
persuade.
you in any way.
Okay,
Yeah.
alright.
Well, we are the Guardians, I guess, or the Sluggers. I don't know. We're working on a name.
Well, that quite doesn't matter to me now. I just need an oath from each of you. Just an assertion that you will help and you won't reveal myself or my
What's in it
colleague.
for
Why
us?
don't we just get out of here as fast as we can?
Oh, you're not going to be able to leave.
Why should we help you?
That's a good question.
Well, she did help us. Kind
That's
of.
true.
Kind of.
True. Yeah. What's your
Warned
angle
us.
here?
But she told on me.
I had to. You don't understand how it works around here. If I didn't report it, especially since you told someone else, things would have gotten around that I would have known, and I would have been revealed, and I would have been abducted and tortured and killed for information.
So why should we help you?
The goodness of your hearts. The city is starving, the people are brainwashed.
So we.
They're conquering the other Locks of Gift territories. They're only growing stronger.
I'm more interested in
By the
this
giants.
puzzle they want me to solve. Can you tell me anything about
I
that?
can't tell you until you swear to help.
You're an alchemist. Why couldn't you help them?
I've tried, and I was punished for my lack of success.
So we help you, and we do what you need, and then you help us escape. Is what you're going to help us do? Because you mentioned that we're stuck here forever.
That's a good
I will
idea.
tell you. We can make these deals later. I can't tell you anything further unless you agree to help. You have to understand. Even 6 of you is an absorbent number.
So you won't even tell us what we'll get for helping you?
Don't know if I'm.
That doesn't sound like a very good deal.
How about you
How
just
risky.
tell us what we're doing?
It's too risky. If they get a hold of you, which they very well could,
So
any knowledge
Hmm.
will play against me.
can we have a moment to talk amongst everyone here?
I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be in the room still, but you can speak, and I will respect and not interject for now.
Sure.
Well, Nax seems to be on board.
Knack, why are you on board?
I mean, I don't really think we have a choice. We're kind
I was kind of thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the same thing.
Plus, I mean,
I'm thinking that-
it is bad out there.
I'm thinking that could be exactly what she's trying to do.
Yes, that, I
Sure.
don't know.
Maybe she's trying to trap us.
We could just report this political dissident to her higher ups.
And possibly get away anyways.
Yes, of course.
I don't think that they'll let us leave, though. I think she's being honest when she says that they're
Yeah.
not going to let us leave easily, and that they're going to want to use Pippin anyways. So.
I'm interested in this puzzle.
I mean, like, what's going on
course
with
you are.
Kano?
Well,
Do you think they were going to let him leave?
They'll probably bar him at the port.
It also sounds like he has come here before.
True.
So
What if
They
Kano
they
sets
might know
up-
him well enough that they don't mind having him come in to do small trade. But for
Okay.
newcomers like us, and we look very different, and we're out of towners, and
Okay.
Is it possible that Akano knew that about Pippin being an alchemist and brought us here?
It seems like a really long game. We've been traveling with Econo for like a
Yeah.
month.
So what we could do is all jump in the thing and go back with him, right?
that's right.
Do you remember before earlier when somebody said, "Why would they bring you to the fort?" I guess that's why we know, right? Now, remember, I forget who said that.
It was that lady.
regardless,
I'm just saying
I
that
mean,
this could have been a trap all
What
along.
do
so-
we do?
Anyway.
Well, we're here now.
We might as well free a resistance, right?
I'm interested in this puzzle.
I think this is a bad
idea. I don't even have my weapon.
We could probably go get it. Amelie, are we allowed to like walk around, or are we gonna get arrested?
Oh, they won't be that forward with you.
What's gonna happen?
Well, they're going to be asking for your aid. But
So-
again, I
Aren't
cannot.
you-
That is the most I can tell you for now.
You're
When will
asking-
they be asking for aid? Right away?
Probably as soon as they see me.
Well, isn't this what you're doing?
So we don't know Amelie's plan yet, but she wants me to help her
It
and help
is
them.
different.
Hmm.
I'm trying to liberate these people.
I'm gonna say in common, we could just tell her we're gonna help her and figure out what she wants, and if we don't agree with it, we can just try and escape.
Is she
In
listening?
common.
Can I tell that she's listening?
Well, she's standing right there.
But can I tell
so
that she's understanding what he's saying?
Yeah, she's
you can
comprehending.
roll insight.
I don't like being
Nat 20.
dishonest.
Actually,
Not 20.
you can tell that she's listening, but she doesn't seem to have like a spark of recognition.
Okay.
And it looks almost like more like a suspicious, but like she's like impressed. It's just like it was like a good move.
In
That's what
common.
that's what she's thinking.
So I guess I'll
I'll be
follow
like,
him.
what if she's like some radical though?
It sounds like she is. I don't
Absolutely.
really care much about the political
Yeah.
structure here, but I am interested in
About
this puzzle.
Mhm.
But to get the rest of the story, why don't we just tell her we swear?
I mean, I'm not making no blood pact, but I mean, we could just
I'm
So
fine
sure.
with that.
Tell her that. So obviously in common. So tell her that. Sorry. Tell her that we're going to for sure help her, and if anything weird happens, then I mean, I feel like we should have some sort of plan to get out of here. I mean, should one of us? I was thinking possibly maybe Eerie can make herself look like Pippin just in case,
And
and
mean-
we can
and
split
then
up
we
the
both
group.
walk in different directions
But
or
then
something?
what if they take me? I don't
Then
know
you
how
turn
to
into
solve
somebody-
puzzles. They might just kill me.
What
not,
if we?
Not if we have other people with you.
Like, we could... Basically, I think what Lonan's saying is we will tell this person, I won't say her name because I don't know how to say it in common, that we are agreeing to help her just so she gives us the full story, and then if we don't want to help her or get involved, we can just ditch.
Pippin.
Okay.
The snow globe.
Yeah. Why don't we just jump in the snow globe and
Yes.
go back on ship?
Exactly.
They probably know what ship we came off of.
So
True.
someone has to carry the snow globe to
Yeah,
the ship.
They
Come on.
probably won't even let the ship leave port.
I'm down to join a resistance personally.
I
So y'all can do.
I'm more so
whatever.
thinking as of the time being, let's get Pippin in the snow globe for protection, go to the ship, get our things, and then decide what we're going to do from there.
Well,
what
let's
do we need
first
from the
figure
ship?
out what's going on. Do we agree that we're going to tell her we're going to swear to help?
It seems
Fine.
as if so.
Fine.
I don't want to lie.
I'm not lying.
We don't
Yeah.
even know these
Yeah.
people, Nak, and you're going to trust every word that they say.
Nack's very devout
To people that we don't know.
to
Well,
everyone.
Well, I'm sure at one point he didn't know
I
you.
mean,
Yeah, but
For the
I wasn't-
greater good,
I wasn't
right?
going to threaten him to... It's fine. Anyways, let's not waste any time. I
Okay,
guess, and
in Orin, we agree.
Good.
We swear most humbly to assist you in any way we can.
Full deception.
Full deception?
Yeah.
We should never let him be the spokesperson.
oh no.
That probably should have let me. do that.
7.
7. She's gonna narrow her eyes at you. Is that
I
how
swear.
it is? And you swear for the group? I didn't get your name.
Bree.
Bree. I'll take that oath for all of you.
I mean, I can swear for myself.
If you desire, but I trust
Okay.
most of you.
I swear.
If anything, the one Pippin
Yeah.
should be the most concerned. So what is going to happen is once you return to the ship, I don't have the clearance to know its name, but I know you've come on. I believe I've seen it before in port. It's a Simate ship, I
The
believe.
Gift of Variety is its name.
Gift of Variety. When you arrive, you will be... when you go back for the night, and you will go back for the night, you will be on your way there. You will be intercepted and given an invitation to the governor's gala. I believe it is in 3 days' time. It is a coronation of sorts for the governors of the new colonies that have been recently liberated from the other Loxo gifts.
Will the Lord Commander Linmore be there?
Linmore will be in presence. He will make an appearance, but you most likely will not be interacting with him. Maybe yourself.
Will we all get an invitation or just me?
I would guess all of you would be invited to.
Maybe like you guys are my +5.
But
plus weapons.
if you insist kindly and they only invite you, you might be able to get the rest of you in, and that is what I would like. is for
I
the
do
6
have
of
a
you.
question.
Of course.
So a few of the party members revealed that they have magical abilities. Would that at all intrigue these governors or rulers?
Oh, that's quite bad. I didn't know that was the case at all.
Did any of us just tell everyone we're magic?
No, but some of them performed magic.
Did anyone
These
see
two.
you perform these magics?
We do,
Yeah.
yes.
The same man that
Oh, goodness. Oh.
in the textile shop.
Goodness.
Wow. You
Oh,
guys
yeah.
were really on a roll.
Oh, then you will
Nice.
all most likely
Glad
be
we didn't
invited
go with
to
them.
the gala.
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
I'm good.
We stayed cool. We were
We just
down low.
went to the
Real low.
yeah.
So,
I'm not gonna
okay,
mention.
let me get this
I
straight.
probably should have worked with you guys.
Let me get
Yeah.
this straight, Amelie. You want me to go to the ball for you?
I would like you to cooperate to the best of your abilities.
With your government?
Yes.
And do what they tell me to do?
I would like you to go and see the Codex
Ooh.
The
yourself.
Codex?
Yes. Have you heard of the alchemist Montello?
Yeah, I mentioned him in your shop.
Oh, yes.
I'm instantly more interested. What does this have to do with Montello?
The puzzle that they have not been able to derive anything from is a strangely written codex in a language that none of us have seen before.
Ooh.
But we
Written.
know that it is, or suspect that it is written by Montello himself.
Wow.
In common.
It might be.
Or it could be interconic.
They're like this strange language. It's like English.
But we have not been able to investigate anything. They're quite harsh. Any outsiders who reveal themselves as alchemists are asked to come. Ask you to participate, play dumb,
What happens
and
to
get out. Just scope the place.
So you don't want him to go and look at the codex?
Oh, I do. And then I want you to steal it.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Steal
I need-
codex.
What I ask you all to do is I need you to penetrate the armor of the fort and show that the Lord High Commander, Linmoor, is not a god king like some believe and is not untouchable. Show them that outsiders can win. It'll crack. It'll be the crack that the fishmongers
So you want
can
us to
develop.
show that your government, that these tyrants are weak by making them look bad?
Show them that they're not perfect.
They're not gods.
It will at least give us
Everyone
sow the seeds of rebellion.
I don't know, makes sense to me.
If we do this for you and I'm able to grab this codex, can I keep it?
That was what I was considering your reward.
And what happens if we fail at taking it? How many guards are we to be after
Oh.
this at the point?
Every civilian of the fort is a trained military. So
Is that why you're all in those uniforms?
Makes sense.
we are all within
Yeah.
of the fort's guard.
And how many of them are going to be with you, the resistance?
Our numbers are not known. I know that my immediates, there are dozens, but I know that my immediates have other immediates and I'm only one, and all my immediates do not know each other. So if one of us is taken, the whole resistance does not fall apart.
So say that this goes sour and they do decide to attack us. Are we going to have your back in case anything happens?
What if you...
Who's the leader of the rebellion?
No one knows.
So it could
That's
be
pretty
him.
smart.
Good question.
I know that I have a lot of connections. I could say that I think, from what I know of my other, I have probably more than most. I have been in line. I've spoken with Linmoor himself when seeing the codex myself. So I probably have a lot. I have a lot of sway. Probably higher clearance than some, but it depends. I believe we do. I've heard rumor that some of his personal guard, at least one of them, is on our side.
I have
But
2 questions.
of course,
One, what do they do with the foreign alchemists that they have inspect the codex? And 2, if we do this and we need to get out of here quickly, could you secure us a way off of the fort?
You mentioned underground tunnels. Would we
I
be able to go
cannot
through them?
confirm that. I can. Once you scope the place during this gala, the library that it is it is part of a grander museum of war, and it will be hosted within it in its ballroom.
That's where the gala's happening. The codex will be in the ballroom.
No, the codex will be in another room. It's not the gala is not about the codex, but it is an excuse to get you there.
So which room is the codex in?
It is in one of the secured vaults. It is not for display.
But they're going to take me there and show
They
me
will
it.
take you there. show
Are
you guys.
there any tunnels going to the gala?
Once you have scoped it out and all get out of there, we can reconvene and we'll make a plan. I will tell you where to go once you have snatched it.
Oh, so you just want us to go there and find out where it is? You don't
Scope
want us
it
to
and
steal
come-
it that night?
No, that night, it would be there are too many people there.
You just want us to know where it is and go back another night?
Because it would be some of the most high-ranking officials will be at this gala,
Okay.
where they're crowning basically 3 new governors of these new states and these new islands.
So we'll go to the governor's gala, scout out, get a
Yes.
plan, leave the gala, and then steal it when it's not busy?
Yes, we can reconvene. I
That
will
seems a good idea. That's
leave you a note.
Peace.
Once more, do not visit my shop again. It will arouse suspicion.
Can
But-
you get us out, though? if we steal it, can you get us off the island?
I can lead you through the tunnels, and we can. You'll have to. I would recommend convening with your captain, unless one of you are here now. I believe none of you are simmates, from what I can tell, so I don't believe that ship is yours. But I would convene with whoever is the captain there, and once we convene, I can tell you where he should meet us, and I can get you out through the tunnels.
How do we reconvene with you?
I will leave you another note. I will send you a message of another meeting place. Do not return to the Lucky Mist.
Okay.
It is going to be too dangerous.
I'll say in common. What do you guys think?
Well, we've already agreed, haven't
Yeah,
we?
Yeah, but I mean, I wasn't being honest.
I was.
Sounds like a
Me too.
death trap.
I
Sounds
never,
fun though.
I never really agreed to any of it, but
Well, I think we have no choice at this
I,
point. So
if they're not going to let us leave, then
I think
we have
your
a
life
choice.
could be at risk if we don't agree,
Yeah.
because I think that it would be good to have people on the inside that know the ins and outs of this
Mhm.
place and have a potential escape route, rather than us just trying to leave on our own and them trying to come after us and potentially murder us.
And I
Yeah.
bet you really want that book too.
I really want that book too.
Well, then you have like the biggest kind of
Yeah.
benefit from doing this.
I mean, all
Well,
this
are
is
the rest of you in?
of course,
I
if
like a challenge.
seems as if we
Yeah,
have to,
sure.
or no.
I mean, how hard could this puzzle be?
I'm sure I'll figure it out like right away.
Yeah, you're smart.
Makes sense.
Yeah, well,
Do
you
you
wouldn't
have-
even be able to get into the room without us, our help.
I was
True.
thinking you could do it, Eerie.
Yeah, you can make yourself look like something.
You could go in as me, and you're quicker and faster and stealthier than I am.
I was thinking the same thing.
Just a
Three
little.
minds think alike, I suppose.
All right, Amelie,
Do you have any more questions?
we're genuinely in this time. Well, I am.
Burry here is already sworn for yourselves.
Well, I guess we're in. Quest accepted.
But remember, if you do rat us out, I will most surely be killed. But do not fret, the fishmongers will be after you.
You're an alchemist, right? Right?
Of
Before we go
sorts.
in, if we go in for this heist, could you provide us with a stock of health potions?
I might be able to smuggle some out, but the supplies belong to the fort, not myself.
Maybe next time we reconvene after the gala.
I can only get you so many.
What about a flying potion?
Whatever you can do would be
Flying
helpful.
potion, why would I need that?
I can make some.
You can.
They only last 10 minutes, though.
If we can have enough for each of us, we might be able to have an easy getaway.
I was thinking that
It's a slow getaway.
if
though.
we need to escape,
Yeah.
Just
I was thinking that we're on a floating island, right? Like a giant floating rock. I was thinking that if they have a tunnel that like leads to the bottom, we could like jump out and the ship would be parked at the bottom.
we shall speak of this after. Do you have any more questions for me before you leave?
None right now.
Nope.
Nope.
Seems as if we're good to go.
Okay.
Okay, everything's so
Be
clear.
safe.
Are we good to walk around?
luck.
I wanted to pick up a coat.
Oh, I will.
I don't have my weapon. I need
And
to
she'll
go
look
get
at
it.
you. I believe the governor's gala is not for another 3 bells.
Another 3 bells.
Another 3 bells.
So we have time to rest and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Well, I have to pick up my weapon by the second bell.
when did you make that? Has the bell passed?
There's been
since
one
then?
bell.
There's been one bell.
So the next bell, your staff shall be ready. I assume. It
Yes.
goes from.
So, I think we
What
look at
is
my
that?
bare wrist. I think we should go.
Yeah.
We should get going.
But
We'll go back to the ship.
It would be more.
My sundial.
I would recommend continuing to shop, act normal, like none of this has happened.
Okay.
Leave the key in the room when you go. Do not speak with the bartenders.
Okay.
They might not even be the same ones when you leave.
Ooh.
Sure.
Best of luck. Be safe, and for God's sake, don't use any more magic.
I'll remember that.
And she'll start like moving the boards again.
We were just like hunched in a
Cool.
crawl space.
No, you aren't hunched at all because it's like a 10-foot crawl space. She's hunched.
Yeah.
But you guys are like standing normal.
That makes sense.
and she'll help lift each of you guys out because
With her trunk.
no.
She's an elephant woman.
I know,
I want
I
her
know.
to lift you with her trunk.
Like pick you up by like the belly like this kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So
dream.
she will lift you out, and she'll close,
Tiger belly.
and she'll close, and she'll kind of like salute to you.
Okay, I have a question.
With her trunk.
Yes,
Does she have fingers or does she have elephant
they're like
hooves?
really thick fingers,
Okay.
but they're like hands.
Okay.
But they only have 3 fingers and a thumb.
Oh.
Ooh, I don't.
Oh
Ooh,
wow.
it freaks me out. It's like this.
Spooky.
No, 3 fingers and a thumb. So they're
Like cartoon-
Oh, that's
like-
even creepier.
Like cartoon characters.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, but it's like a big hand. Yeah,
Yeah, meaty.
yeah. Me too.
Alright, guys. Let's not look suspicious.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put my hands in my pockets.
And I will
Expansion
leave
stuff.
the key on the bed,
Okay.
like on the pillow.
Yeah.
And I'll leave the
Okay.
So where do we go?
We go back to the ship.
And
Sure.
keep, no, she said
Yes.
keep shopping.
No, we should go back to the
Yes.
ship. I think.
Oh, she said keep shopping.
She
She
said
did
to
say
act
keep
like
shopping.
normal and keep shopping.
Yeah.
If
Yes.
we all of a sudden rush back to the ship, it's going to be really
We're just-
suspicious.
To the goods.
I'm going to go see if the second bell has chimed.
I will
and get my stuff.
I don't think we've heard it, but we can go
You
check.
can
No
start
idea.
walking that way.
I'll say in common, low under my breath. You guys should all probably get fancy clothes for the gala too, right? I have a coat being
I
made.
should get the same thing that you wear.
Same outfit.
Whoa.
If
Something
you want me
like-
to be you.
That's similar at least. Same
Maybe.
colors and general idea.
Are you
That would
gonna
be-
go look at it during the ball?
I don't know.
Because they might want me to decode it.
I
right
was
away.
gonna say you should probably go the first time just to go look
And then
at
the
it.
second time, like we'll say, Pippin needs to take a closer look, and it'll be you,
So should we all
That's
get
our
clothes?
I guess. But should we all get fancy outfits for a ball?
I mean,
The gala?
I guess, yeah.
I mean, I'm always dressed fancy.
Me as well.
But we don't
can
even know
change
if
your
we're
outfit.
invited yet. I don't have that
Yeah.
much money to
Let's
spend.
go to the tailor. Hey, can we get all fancy outfits? And then they're like, how did they know?
Yeah, exactly.
Well-
Suspect.
She said that we would be invited tonight, and that it's not for a few days.
Yeah.
So we could always wait to get fancy clothes
Yeah.
until after we're invited, so it's not
Sure.
awkward.
I agree.
All right. Well, let's inconspicuously shop.
Shall we split
Yeah.
up again, or should we stay together this
I
time?
think we should stay together.
Let's not act suspicious.
Yeah, and not use magic.
Would you guys mind if we? I'm fairly low on arrows. I know you mentioned you can make some, and I don't think you're gonna have time for that.
You can go to the wood shop.
Well,
Is
if we
that
have,
good-
if we
good
have
place to go?
days,
There was-
yeah, they do have arrows.
There was arrows there. We've
Of the
seen
armory.
them.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Perhaps
The armory.
is it okay if we stop there first? I could.
No, it was like a wood.
Yeah, we
place.
can go there.
I would really appreciate a bow upgrade.
But
as
I
well,
don't want to
too.
go there again, so
I can go with Lonan.
There was a gem store. We
Oh.
gotta
I
buy
wanted
that.
to go there.
Let's go. I'll go with you.
Okay.
I'll go to the
Perfect.
gem
Wait,
store.
I need gems.
we'll get you some. What do you need?
I need the diamonds.
Let's all go to the gem store. Why don't you go with Dre?
Let's all go together. I think the idea of splitting up might not be the best idea. At this
I
point.
think we should start moving. We're all just probably
Yeah.
drawing attention, standing here in a big crowd, talking in a different language.
All right. Let's walk and talk.
Oh, we're
Walk and talk.
tourists.
Yeah.
I start snapping pictures.
With your harmonica.
I'll go pose next to like a rhino person.
Gem store.
Okay, to the gem store.
So, whoever would be leading the group can roll
I'll probably say Bree at
investigate.
this point, right? Because Bree.
Sure. Gem
Bree
store.
can roll a perception check to see if she can find the gem
A
store.
gem store roll.
Well,
The gem store roll.
what am I doing?
Oh.
Perception.
Fire swatch.
15.
15. So, you see some of the familiar shops that you passed by before. You're in a part of the small market that you haven't necessarily seen much of. But you do see a jeweler nearby. Or it's like, says jeweler, but also could be mineralist. It is, like, the translation's weird in your head.
Okay.
And you kind of see it switching. It gives you a little bit of a headache.
Does that look like the right place? I'm gonna ask you. Cause you're
Yeah, that's the one I saw earlier.
Okay. So we can go in.
Alright, so you guys walk in, and you see a fairly small, like probably like 7 feet tall, much smaller than a lot of other of the Loxo gift that you've seen, but a hippo woman with like big like haunches, with like a very like dark gray complexion. She's like, hello,
Hi there.
how can I help you?
We're just looking to see what you have.
We'll look around.
Can I look like? Is there like a display table?
They're
or-
like glass cases that have like assorted things, and you can see like hung. They're like vials of the looks like powdered gemstones or other
Okay.
sorts.
Is it just all gems? Like, is there any?
There's like agates as well as like ingots of like metals, but you can't quite tell what they are. Just
Is
by
there
looking
any-
Is there
at the
jewelry?
Yeah. Is there any jewelry?
There is some jewelry, but it looks like it's on the back wall. It looks sparse. It looks like most of it is just gems and other things. But you can't. There is distinctly a couple like pieces of jewelry. Like there's a couple necklaces and what looks like some like earrings, but some of them look like there's only single earrings that are like they have pairs. But there's probably only a couple dozen pieces of jewelry total.
Do you have any diamond or ruby
Of
dust
course
or
I have.
cut?
Both of those things.
Oh,
The forge has many gems.
Fun.
very good.
Yes,
May I see your selection?
of course.
diamonds?
And she'll gesture towards two different cases. One has like distinctly like you can see like some cut diamonds in the traditional sense, but then other ones that are more rough strewn, and they're kind of like varying different colors. Most of them within like the whites to yellowies and like brown ranges, and then she'll gesture towards another one that has like a very brilliantly red. Yeah.
This looks good.
Yes. What do you desire?
Some of both, though.
Yes. How much?
Well, how do you like? Do you go by weight or?
Yes.
Okay. So, how much is? Well, you know what I'm looking for.
You can
So
you can try to like gauge
Yes.
the like, cost in gold.
yeah,
Like you can do like a kind of like inspection
yeah.
of them to like gauge like I'm trying to think of the word. I can't think of the word.
Well, if they do it by weight, I guess.
No, but you can look at it and value how much like
Oh,
of
okay.
each.
Yeah.
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 Like how much one gem would be worth, or how much like maybe like you can get it away a little bit out for you to see how much.
Be discerning.
I'm curious.
I'm trying to like the word is escaping me. That is like value it.
Appraise.
Appraise it. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yes.
I'm curious as well. Like the sword that I took from the fireplace, did it have any gems? Was it ornate?
There is like a single gemstone, but you don't know what kind of gemstone it was. That it like adorns like the bottom of the hilt. It is like a decent size, like maybe the size like half the size of your eye.
Can I pull it in?
I
I mean, like the sword and look at it.
yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna bring it over to Knack real quick too.
Mhm.
What is this?
Oh.
And can you use this?
Yeah. Let's take a look. And I will grab Pomona's heartstring from my beard.
So you'll pull out the
Peer
little.
through it. Yeah.
You'll pull out of your beard and like
Yeah.
you'll see like a whole bunch. Everybody will see almost like strands of like gemstones attached to this ring, kind of
wow.
pull on his beard as he
Wow.
pulls out the obsidian, the rough hewn obsidian ring, and like peer through it. So you can roll. I believe it's with advantage
Yes.
for the original. So that would be a investigation check augmented by your. Are you proficient with jeweler's tools?
No.
Okay, then just your intelligence, just your investigation then.
Just investigation.
Yeah.
You said there was some metals.
Yep. Like
I-
rough ingots, like hanging
Okay.
from the ceiling.
Is it like
And some of them are like chains.
Oh,
There's
come
some like
on,
nice
it's like twisted.
chains, and you can tell some of them are silvers and golds.
You like wouldn't
Okay,
stop.
It was still rolling.
Can I see that silvery chain
Of course.
there?
Then she'll lower it down, and it looks like maybe a 10-foot chain
Okay.
of like a delicate
How, like- okay.
silver. I would say each of the links are probably perfect right there. This, on your dice bag, courtesy of Spirit.
Pretty, pretty.
Thank you,
They're
Spirit.
that is about the size, but it's 10 feet long.
Okay. Just with my like kind of basic knowledge of seeing what's his name, Lakime or
Lucky Mo.
Lacamel, him like using different like tools and metals and like his crafting and stuff. Do I think that it would be
I'll let you
useful?
decide. I'll let you. You have seen him use. I will tell you that you have seen him use different metals. Just roll a quick intelligence check for me to see exactly how much you remember, and then we'll jump back to get the
Sure.
numbers from you. And tell me exactly what you were trying to appraise first. Yeah, after.
15.
15. You do remember him using different precious metals. You can't remember if it's precisely silver, but you've
Okay.
seen him use like platinum and like little bits of platinum, and specifically in the clockwork, you know that it like gold, like a woven gold is used to like embroider the wings.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
Fancy.
Can I see the gold one too?
Of course. But this one's only 5 feet long.
Okay.
No.
Um,
So we'll jump back to Knack really quick.
This looks interesting. Great.
What did you roll?
I think I gotta look at this under better light though.
What did you roll with your advantage check?
8.
8. So you were just trying to discern like what it was,
Yeah,
like for his health.
yeah.
You can distinctly tell that it is some sort of topaz. At the hilt, it has like a soft, almost like yellow tone, but it's like struck through with some sort of blue. You can tell it's some sort of mineral impurity. But you are having a hard time judging how much it's worth. But you can distinctly tell it's some sort of topaz.
Yeah, it's topaz, but it's not very high quality.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be anything you guys would want to use.
I don't
or
think
anything?
right now, no. But I mean, it's nice. Like, hang on to it.
I'll put it back in my bag.
Okay.
Anyway, I don't know. Peer through like at the countertop, the display. Yeah.
Okay, so I will have you roll
just like that, eh?
2 different times. One for the diamonds, one for the rubies, and it'll just be overall judge. Are you gonna? Do you want her to like? Are you looking at just this, like the dust, or what are you looking at specifically though?
All of it.
All of it.
Yeah. Well, so no, not true.
Like the diamonds and the
larger,
rubies,
The
yeah.
larger the diamonds and the rubies and the larger pieces first.
So you're looking at like the cut gems, not the dust first, because the dust you don't know the weight of any of them. It's just like out.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, if there's a big pile of it, then I'll probably make an assumption. But the cut gems. Yeah.
Okay.
Or even if there's raw, they don't have to be cut.
Yeah. Okay, but like the larger ones.
Yeah, the larger. Okay, so I'll do diamond first.
Okay.
19. for
19?
diamond.
Yes.
Okay. Roll for the second one.
10 for the ruby.
10 for the ruby. Okay. 1 second. Two. So you can tell that for the diamonds, you have a pretty good one. You can sell that one that is about the size of your about the size of your earlobe. I will say Knack's earlobe, which is a great
It's
scale.
very-
Yes, the
Very
standard unit.
Yeah, that's one of the medium-sized pieces that you see. You can tell that one is worth about 100 gold pieces
Okay.
alone. That was one of the cut ones though, and you can tell that one of the larger sized ones that are about the size of your eye, I would say. Yeah. Well, the size of an eye of a rougher cut is probably about 150. So you can tell that like the cut does make a lot of a difference in the worth of the gem.
Is there, within combination, at least 300 gold worth of diamond?
Oh, definitely, 100%,
Okay.
100%.
And-
For the ruby, you're having a harder time telling.
Okay.
You can tell one of the smaller ones that is about the size of like a pinky nail would be probably about like 50 gold.
Okay.
But other than that, you're a little rougher on that one.
Mhm.
That's what you think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they definitely have what I need, everybody.
That's good.
Yeah.
How much?
Well, we have to make an offer.
Well, go for it.
Okay. I'm
Yes,
interest-
how can I help you?
I'm interested in the following pieces. And then I'll point to a ruby that I think is worth at least 50.
Okay.
And then a collection of diamond, cut, uncut, doesn't matter.
Okay.
or 300 gold to me.
300, and you want like as close to 300 as you can get.
Yes.
So you'd be able to tell it with the 19 that you pick out the ones there specifically.
Yeah.
It's a small handful, probably 4 or 5 diamonds itself that equal up to the 300 pieces.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yes, and what do you have to trade?
Well, I have some of these, and I'll pull out a gold coin.
Strangely pressed.
Yes,
Is it pure gold?
of course.
Let me take a look. And she'll turn and like investigate it for a moment. Yes, that's quite good gold. How much do you have? How much are you willing for?
I have 100.
That's not quite enough for what I have. 300 individual of these pieces, you say? I would need at least 5.
300. I said I have 100.
Yes, I need at least, I would say 5 for this batch.
Well, that's way too much.
Well,
Is
how
it
much
worth
would you
5?
say?
I'm gonna poke Mac. Hey, should I give him the sword?
Bree, why don't you give him a hand? You're good at talking to people.
Let me see that sword again.
I'll give him the sword.
Okay.
How about 250?
250 of these, 250 of these strangely pressed discs.
You
For
can melt
these
them down,
gems.
make some nice chains.
Roll persuasion.
While Bree has his attention, I would like to cast Identify on the sword.
Oh, sure. Are you just going to cast or ritual cast?
No, just be a cast.
Okay, so it's still going to take a minute of you inspecting.
Yeah.
But
21.
I could make an absorbent amount of beautiful chains with such things. Let's say 250 sounds decent for them. Especially
And you'll
these-
throw in my gold chain?
for an additional 20 of them, I would say. Just because you have such good ideas in your head. So you're identifying the sword. So it's just a regular sword with the strange topaz. Even your identifier just identifies a topaz, not a specific name for it. But you can tell that probably the whole sword with its basically kind of like, it has a few precious metals in its hilt. You can tell that it's probably worth about 100 gold pieces total for the sword and the gem complete. You can't tell necessarily what is worth what, just because you identified the whole piece, not just the individuals. But you know that together would be, you would say 100 gold.
Yeah, it's pretty valuable, Gray. I mean, we could offer it up for barter if you don't have a use for it.
Go ahead.
So I think the deal was 250.
270.
270
now.
altogether with my
Well-
gold chain.
How about, what do you think, Bree? We have this here too that we could barter with. Maybe, are you interested in this piece?
Let me see it.
Mm-hmm.
Quite beautiful. I've never seen this cut of a gem before, let alone the type. Where did you get this?
Well, it
The
was,
prime material plane.
From far away.
yeah, quite
The
far.
prime material plane.
Please stop talking.
Sorry.
I've
I'll
never
say in
heard of
common.
that place. Is it a nice island?
Yes, a very nice island, but it's quite
beautiful.
far. Quite far.
Oh, yeah, I don't much travel myself. Not at this age. But...
I would like. Sorry.
Oh, no, you know.
Can I turn my back to her, kind of, and hold my? I have a pearl necklace, and be like, "Should we trade this?"
You have a pearl necklace?
Yeah.
I needed pearls all along.
I have pearls too.
She took one of them, and you took the other ones.
Oh.
I've had it for like the majority of this campaign.
Where did you get the pearl necklace from?
Like the very beginning.
Very
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We got it
Exactly.
from,
When Nak and Little were left.
from when, after we defeated the Ice Queen.
Yeah.
It was part of our reward.
Anyway, should I trade this?
Maybe save it for our other purchases. We might
Yeah.
Put it back under.
Nat
my
could
cloak.
use that as a spell component.
I would say
mean-
for this sword... having a hard time judging. I would say... half of what you would like.
That'd be good.
So,
So,
instead of 270 of these strange pressed gold pieces, I would say 135 of them.
That seems reasonable.
yeah.
Can I
Yes.
set the group?
Yeah.
Did you have them for me then?
It'll just give us a second, yeah.
Well, of course.
Okay,
I will keep the sword on me then.
of course.
And she's gonna hold up and put, she's gonna put it on the wall above where all of it. You can actually see that there's hooks. It looks like maybe a sword was sold recently from there, and she'll place it up top. And she'll kind of just rub her thick hands together.
Alright,
It's
everyone.
22, basically 22 pieces from everyone.
So I only actually have 8 gold. I have 8 platinum, but
Why don't we just
she
use
didn't-
the group fund?
We can just use it's
Yeah.
not really for me, so the group fund could pay for it.
You said you could bring us back to life with this?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I have
Just
my
use
blade.
the group
How much?
Checking account.
How much do we have in there again?
Inside the snow globe, we have.
Brie, I just want to confirm you're getting either the silver or gold chain, so you can choose which one
Yeah,
you
the
want.
gold one.
The gold one. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll let you choose.
Yeah.
I know you said one chain, but I didn't
Yeah.
remember which.
Inside the snow globe, there is 181 gold pieces, 87 silver pieces, and 36 copper pieces.
I say we use that.
Gotta be quite a bit. of gold.
Okay, I'll go inside the snow globe.
Just wait.
I will let Pippin decide if he waits.
If they say stop, he'll stop.
But do you stop in time because you already have the hand?
I didn't say
Alright, then you're good.
the word.
We
Yeah.
can get it.
Yeah, we're happy
After.
right now.
Wow.
Do you
That
guys
is a
have?
gorgeous piece you have there.
It's a
Thanks.
family heirloom, actually.
An heirloom.
Unfortunately,
A
not for
shame.
trade.
It is a beautiful cut. Oh, wow.
Does anybody have some gold on them right now until we can get
I
the
do.
group
Am I
fund from
gonna-
back at the ship later?
Well, while the two of you, while you decide, would anyone else like anything here? I have some beautiful pieces.
I have
You-
62 on me.
Yeah.
Look like you appreciate the
And I have
finer things.
90.
And she'll look at your
I
armor
have
with its like
8.
ornate,
That's enough
like
between the two
embroidered
of us.
skeletal hand
Okay.
with a lily in it.
That's okay.
Would you like some jewelry?
No, thank you.
I think once we're done this
a
purchase,
shame.
we're
I
gonna
have
be
this
going.
beautiful earring, and she'll show. It looks like it's almost like a beaded skull, but the beads are made of like really tiny crystals.
What's it
That-
do?
ooh,
Quite beautiful, is it not?
Great. It does, but
What can it do?
What can it do? Well,
it can look pretty.
it's an earring. It can
Um,
dazzle and gleam.
I mean,
but are
do you have any
speaking
magic
of
crystals?
magics?
Yeah.
I don't really like
I'm not
earrings.
one to much trade in magics myself. I don't really appraise these ones. Most of the pieces behind me I actually received since last bell, so they haven't gone to any of the sorcerers
Wow.
yet.
Cool.
I have the gold.
Oh,
Yeah,
you have
I
all
think-
of it there?
I think we're done.
Thank you. If you would think it over while I count through this first, and then you shall be
Yeah,
good.
It's probably like a bug.
1,
it could be.
2. It'll take a few minutes,
Well,
so
I had 90, so whatever.
How long
Just
How long does it take
because
to?
we'll take it out of the group fund.
it
after.
takes maybe about 10 minutes for her to she counts and then double counts before giving you guys the gems. So there's 10 minutes if you guys want to look
While
around or do
while
anything.
she's counting, I think after she's done counting, we need to get out of here. We got lots to do, and we're taking a lot of time in this shop.
It's only been, it's been like maybe half an hour that you would
Yeah.
guess,
What
maybe
do we
45
have to
minutes.
do?
Have we heard the next bell?
No.
No bells.
I think it's a long time.
Yeah.
I think it's like a day.
Think so?
I
A
think-
day.
I think so too.
It's a $3 for the Magala.
We've only heard one.
Yeah.
So why don't we, Erie,
Yeah.
are you down to go back to the ship after this, and then we'll come back and get your staff later?
Well, I have to go exactly on the second bell, so it depends how long it is until the second bell.
We haven't heard it yet.
But
I also
I
need to
don't
get
know how
some-
long it is between them though, so I don't want to miss getting my staff back because the shopkeeper was very specific about coming back on the second bell.
Will you, do you think he's just gonna throw it out if
I
you're
don't
not
know.
there?
I don't know, maybe.
He's that kind of guy,
Yeah,
honestly.
he didn't really seem very friendly.
True.
All right.
So they will at the end of this. Here you are, strange ones.
No, we don't need a bag, but thanks.
I never gave you a bag.
Oh.
Oh,
Goodbye.
Best of luck.
Thank you very
May
much.
Thank
the,
you.
May the force
Yes.
look over you.
thank you very much.
Yes, and to you.
All right,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Normal walking.
Pippin's like,
So the shop.
When we get back to the ship, you can go into the globe and get the money to give back to me and
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Knack.
Is it possible before we go back to the ship that I can go and get my arrows from this?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe
Yeah.
so.
Why don't we just do that really quickly?
Sure. Let's do it really quickly.
They were quite big arrows.
who
though.
went to, you guys went, so Knack and Bree, you would remember where to go to get to
Yeah.
the wood
Yeah.
carvers. You guys have basically, all of you have basically been all over this market by now. It is not very large. So probably it may take you 20 minutes because you're on the opposite end, but you're not going to get lost. It's
Okay.
very easy for you guys to navigate at this point.
Okay. I'll be the first one in because I'm very eager to refill my arrows. Hello, good sir.
And as you walk in and reenact afterwards, you guys will notice it's actually a different person this time. Same shop, but it looks, but it is a different wood carver. This one is a rhinoceros man with almost pinky skin, but a very, very dusty rose kind of pink.
So what is around in the shop? What is like?
So you see a variety of like some like basic but not very ornate bows, and you can actually see some like carved wood instruments on the back wall. Very few. Most of the shop is like almost like pole arms and arrows and other weapons that require a wooden handle of sorts. And there is like a selection of arrows.
So there's
And
not
you notice though, there's not what?
there's not a better looking bow. Like my bow is pretty ragged at this point. Like my
The bows look better than yours, but you also notice that they are definitely long bows. But like the like, there's some massive bows here. Roll a quick just intelligence check for me.
He's not feeling very smart
Nope.
right now.
8.
It was a very low DC.
Yeah.
You can tell that like you don't feel confident that you'd be able to wield one of their long bows.
Are there any bows that I might be able to?
You do notice that there are some they are in the style of a short bow, because you can tell like the different arms, the way long bows would look. You're well trained enough to even just notice that
Sure.
right off the bat. You can tell that there's what they would call a short bow is only like slightly smaller than your long bow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything that is there like any bows that have like obviously my oh my god, my quiver has like a bunch of like leaves and stuff like that on it. Is there any bows that like have that on that around it?
All of them are like plain.
Just
Very
regular.
You can see like one of the flutes in the back has like almost like a little dragony design on it, but everything else is just like sheer polished wood. It's like finished, but not even like a fancy glaze. It's like pale and like almost like just like bland.
Mass
Bland.
production.
You also do notice that the arrows are a bit longer than what you're used to. Probably about 50% larger than the arrows.
Are
you
they
have.
accessible, or do I have to go behind the counter to get them?
Oh no. Unlike this shop, a lot of the things are almost they're in like little nooks.
Sure.
But you can grab them and
Okay.
look at them and
So
touch
measuring
them.
against like the arrow, like just a regular arrow, not the barbed ones. How much bigger are they?
So like your arrow is probably about this long. Let's
Yeah.
say the length of a loaf of bread. That's how long an arrow is.
Oh my god.
Okay.
It is about
Length of 7 earlobes.
it is like a loaf of bread and a half. So it's 50% bigger.
Now,
Yeah.
would I know like would I know if that would cause me any problems using that on this bow?
Severe back pain.
Like what?
Roll another intelligence check for me.
You'll get a cramp.
19.
19. You feel comfortable in your skills that you would be able to use them normally. It might take a little bit. Maybe like you might have to train a little bit.
Okay.
You wouldn't feel comfortable like going into battle like right after with these arrows, because you have to get used to the weight. The heads are quite a bit larger. But you're confident that like, even if you're are on the ship and you shoot maybe like a dozen arrows, you can retrieve them all and be optimistic that you'd be fine.
Excuse me.
Hello.
How much are these arrows? I noticed that they're a little
Yes. What do you mean? What do you have to trade?
bit. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm always confused with that.
Confused
How
with
many?
what?
And I'm gonna pull out one gold piece. How many of these gold pieces would a few of these arrows?
Gold. I don't have much use for gold personally, but that doesn't much matter. Depends. How much do you want?
I've noticed that they're a little bit larger than, and I'm going to show them the arrow that I have, than this.
How dainty.
Yes.
We're all just sitting outside on a bench, just like.
No one went inside with Luna. It was just
No.
one
I
in.
did.
Okay,
Oh.
3 went in.
Yes, it seems that it might take me a little bit of time to learn to shoot with a new arrow of your size, and I'm
Just
just
that's my problem.
no, I'm just saying that I didn't know if you can possibly make me arrows like this. And
Custom arrows will be more expensive and
How-
will take more time.
how long would that be?
How many do you want?
I don't. How much would a bundle of, let's say, 20 be?
20 arrows, and you want them custom made. I would say, and he'll go back and he'll put one of the gold coins on a scale. It'll be 2 of those for
Two?
a bundle of 20 arrows.
And 2 for a bundle of 20. Okay. And I do also have these, and I'm going to show them the barbed arrows. Is it possible to add any kind of...
That would be much more. Those are custom. I don't have a mold. I would have to carve them by hand or go to the smith.
That's okay. How long would it take for the arrows?
Only 20.
Yes.
I'll have them by next bell. You can come anytime after that.
By next bell.
If I'm not here, someone else will be.
That should be fine. We have to come back to town anyways for Erie.
That should be okay. I think so. And now one of your bows as well too. How what's the price of those?
Which one would you like?
And I'm just going to point to the generic looking one that's in better shape than I currently have. Nothing special.
Oh, the short bow or the long bow?
Well, you said the short bow was kind of the same size as yeah.
And you only have these gold pieces to trade?
As of right now, yes.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I was told not to trade for many. The market's been flooded with gold recently. I'm not sure why. But I would say possibly for one of these 60 of these coins.
You know what? I'll go ahead and pass on that, but I'm going to, instead of just going with 20, would it be possible if you could put together 40 within the next spell, or is that too much to ask?
You look like you're a guy that's up for a challenge.
No perception. Not perception. Persuasion.
Not as good this time. 12.
Huh. Come halfway through after next spell, but before the second after this, and I should have it done. If you come earlier, I might have it ready, but it depends. The gentleman after me is not quite as talented. In a wink.
Now, pay now or pay later? Or?
Hey now.
All right. Is it? And then I'm going to count it. You said four gold, right?
4 of the pressed gold.
Are you gonna count it?
And I'm going to hand him the 4.
1,
There you go, good sir.
Thank
7.
you.
Let me start again.
Have a great chime. I will see you between the next 2 bells.
1.5 bells.
How? Oh, I'm not in there.
This guy is like slow motion.
Oh, I feel as if he's talking at the same speed as all of you.
Do you guys think they're done in there yet?
I don't know. They're
Dang.
taking some time.
And
What
just
is
as you
this
say
next
it,
spell?
I
I
crash
think
the
it's a
door.
while.
Anybody else need to go anywhere before we go back to the ship?
I'm hungry.
I mean, we never ate at that place.
We have
Hungry.
corn.
Hungry?
We have corn on the ship.
I mean, I'm running low on corn, to be honest.
I'm so tired of eating corn.
Well, we
Do you want
aren't
to get
supposed
some
to go
lunch?
back. We aren't supposed to go back to that misty place.
Is
so.
there no other food places
Is
that
there
we've
any?
noticed?
Is there any like food stands?
You know that there was a second inn, that was called the Basement. Well, that's the only other inn or other food place that you
Maybe we
see.
could order to like deliver to the ship,
Yeah.
like a pizza.
Do you think they have like
A what?
delivery?
So what?
Oh, it's something that my dad used to
Delivery.
make.
Huh.
Oh, I don't know if I want that then.
What's his name?
Yeah, how do we contact
Mario.
them from here?
Or Luigi, perhaps.
His name is Gilligan.
Gilligan Luigi.
Is he on the island?
No, he's back on the material plane, Gray.
Oh.
Where are you guys going?
We're standing in this plaza.
Do you guys want to go grab food before we head back to the ship?
To go,
Yeah, to go.
I want to get this in common invitation.
Yeah.
True.
She said that we wouldn't get it until we head back to the ship, so
Okay.
if we want to grab food, let's be quick about it.
I mean, acting normal would
I'm
include
so
food.
tired of corn.
Okay, let's
Yeah,
go
let's-
let's go get food.
Let's
Who
head to
saw
the
this
basement.
place? This underground place or whatever it's called?
The
Have you
basement.
seen it?
It's right there.
You all would have seen it at
Oh.
some point.
It's right beside
Not
us.
me.
It's
Not
yonder.
you though.
It's not far. 5-minute walk.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's go.
I mean, I'm okay
Going
with
to
corn.
the
But
basement. Same. I feel you, Nick.
You haven't been on the ship as long as
Yeah.
us.
There's no nutrients.
Oh,
We're
so
wasting
yellow.
away.
So good.
High table for 6, please.
So you guys walk in, and it's called the basement, but there's only 3 steps down. It's like only slightly
Love it.
lower. Yeah.
Love it.
And this one is much more packed. You can tell that maybe like some people are changing shifts at the markets, but there seems to be a lot more people. But despite the amount of people in it, it's not like there's no like jovial laughter. There's no bard playing. There's a fire crackling in one of the corners in a small rounded fireplace. But there was only like small whispers and like strict like professional sounding tones. But even as you guys open the door, like you can see like kind of a stiffness, but no one really like darts their eyes towards you. But like the sound like plummets to almost nothing.
What?
Why don't you play a song?
I could, maybe to pay for our food.
That's a good idea. I didn't know you could do that.
Did it back at home all the time. That's how I got all my lodging.
Alright.
Let me go up to the bar and see.
We'll get a table.
You'll go up and this is like a very large, like equally tall but equally wide elephant man.
Sam.
Hello.
Listen. Hello. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Slog for you?
Well, I'm wondering if I could barter a trade, some performance music for
No.
some food.
No.
No?
And he'll kind of almost his eyes are like wide. Why would you suggest no? Slog for you?
All right.
And he'll kind of just put like a bowl of like oatmeal in front of you.
Does he
Can
fill
I-
it with his trunk?
No, he does grab it with his trunk.
Okay.
And put
There
it on
you
the
go.
table.
Okay, you can stop asking.
Never say it again.
I'll need 5 more.
Okay. And he'll put here. Please go sit down and eat and leave when you can.
All right. And
And he'll
I'll
just like it's like intense eye contact.
and I will performancely balance a bowl on my head because I have to grab 6 bowls and carry it to the table.
Roll acrobatics.
There you go. Don't drop our slog. Well,
Oh, I thought that was a 1.
No.
I thought it was 1, it was a 7.
Okay, that's the last line. It could
yeah, it's 11.
be. That's okay. It's you can walk slow and like there's a close call, but it lands on the table just as you're getting close. And and as you start clapping, you just see everybody turn and stare at you.
They don't like performance.
Pippin, you need to keep it down in here.
And they will turn and they go back to their eating, and you can actually hear like a murmur, but like almost like an angry murmur, or like an intense murmuring, kind of raised, but you can't make out any of them.
I don't like this place.
Yeah.
They should be
So-
nicer to me if I'm, you know.
We
You're
should
not special right now. Nobody thinks you're special. Eat your soup.
we should go back to the flying fish.
What does the
Upon
taste
eating
like?
it, oh, I was just about to say, it tastes like almost like a strange like turnipy mixture, but like a little like strangely earthy, but like it has some sort of meat taste, but like you can't identify the meat flavor. It's almost a little gamey,
Yeah.
but like
Venison.
you cannot identify what kind of meat
Oh my
it
gosh,
is.
it's not.
There's not even chunks though, because as you're eating, it's almost like a smooth paste.
Oh, nice.
This is lovely.
Yeah.
I
Why
think
don't
I
we
would
always
have
eat
preferred
this?
corn, honestly.
Yeah, corn.
I hope this is more nutritious than corn.
I really like this place.
It's the
Everything's
previous
so
artificer
simple.
that tried to get the codex.
They're other alchemists.
Yeah, they're other alchemists.
I'm like, this is really good.
Yeah, literally.
I didn't go in, by the way.
Oh,
I
okay.
stayed outside. Yeah.
The
So Nak,
stew is
so you would have only
stew.
gotten 5, which is still you would still have had to balance 1. But Nak just kind of sat. So you're just kind of sitting, and like people are like kind of they're like staring at you, but like they like look and then like snap their head back up and keep walking.
Hello.
No one returns the hello.
Sad. Alright.
If anything, when you say hello to someone, they like walk a little bit faster away.
Yeah, we eat the food very fast.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're all gonna eat up quick.
We're gonna eat
Yeah.
our slog.
Out of the carved wooden bowls,
Well,
wood-like bowls.
We can't really talk here.
Do
What's
we-
I take my
Hey.
dagger out and I carve my initials on the bottom side of the bowl.
Are you trying to be like
Leave.
stealthy about it, or just like very obvious?
No, like not too obvious. But
Okay.
everyone's kind of diverting their eyes and not looking, so
Yeah, you can roll sleight of hand with advantage.
When I'm done eating, I'm gonna put tenaculum in the bowl to like slop up the rest.
oh.
And he'll kind of
Nobody
turn
sees
this
me.
like almost gray color as
Turn
like
this.
the paste it goes into his
The
body.
paste.
Oh,
You can see like flakes of
great.
it inside of his like
No, it,
gelatinous form.
Do you
No,
see
it
it
like
here?
like dilutes perfectly into his body. He just changes to a
And
more
I'll-
gray version.
And I'll pet him.
I rolled a 24,
Good.
so
Someone-
nobody sees
no one
me do
notices.
that.
No one even at the table even notices.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, Eerie might. What's your passive perception? It's at the bottom underneath. It's like crazy. I know it's really high. Yeah, you don't even know.
18?
You don't even notice.
Wow.
All right, ready to go?
Yep.
We have to pay.
Do we though?
Yeah, what do we pay? How do we trade
Do we
for
have to
food?
trade?
And
I
the
don't
large
know.
alpha man is kind of just like staring, like really like aggressively at you guys. Like,
I will leave.
Them
I will leave one candle at the table.
okay.
Just leave something, I guess.
All I have left is money. I will leave 2 copper.
Okay.
I will leave my shedded wolf fur.
God.
Just like
summon your armpit.
rips some hair out of his head and puts it down. Incredible.
I'm trying to look at something.
He's just like-
I'm trying to
He's
think
like,
what's
this
inside of a
is-
priest pack.
I know. That's what I'm trying to do too.
Incense.
Yeah.
No.
No.
No, Judas stole.
I think in my entertainers pack I had like an extra set of clothes. So,
You have, I think you have 2 extra sets of clothes,
yeah, so
actually.
like I'll like leave like a shirt.
Like a bra.
Is it like, describe the shirt?
So
Because I'm guessing it wouldn't be like a plain cotton t-shirt.
no, this is like one that she would sometimes perform in, so it has a bit of like frills in the front, almost like a
Bells.
piratey.
So this is for the pirate show.
Yeah, this is my pirate show.
Which would fit
Performance.
no one who lives in
No.
So I'm gonna leave that.
And it's like dainty. Like, I imagine Brie is like a size 2.
Yeah, tube top.
She's nice and slim.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll leave
Is
that.
2 slim? I just assumed.
2 is slim.
Okay, I was like,
I'm
oh.
gonna leave a block of incense.
It's like,
That should cover everyone.
I got 2
Yeah, I
blocks.
take my shirt back.
There's a block of incense.
how big of a block? Yeah.
I don't know, it says block of incense.
A block of incense would be like the
thinking
size
like
of
little-
a like
a bar of
imagine
soap.
Huge.
like no, I was
Huge.
imagining more like 4 d6s put together to a cube.
Compared to earlobes.
It would be like 20 earlobes. Like if
Okay.
you like cut it off and like stacked them into a cube.
All right,
Nice,
let's
nice,
go.
nice.
Let's
Get
go.
on.
Let's leave this
Yeah.
restaurant. It's weird.
He's gonna be like, all this for a little bit of stuff. He sells this restaurant and like opens 4 more and
He
retires.
doesn't own the restaurant.
It's
No one
owned
owns
by the
anything.
state
The fort owns the
Yes.
restaurant.
as it
So you guys
should.
leave and Max just kind of like, what are you doing outside? It's just saying hello.
Yeah, pretty
Also
much,
walk
yeah.
by. Okay.
All right, let's.
So you guys walk out and you guys see people walking really fast past Knack and he's just like, hi.
So let's head off to the ship now.
Also,
All right.
egg on the ship.
Oh, can't
Still,
wait.
right? You didn't have the egg on you the whole time, right?
Yeah, I have it on me.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I couldn't remember.
It's in
I
his
thought
little
it
It's in my
pouch.
pouch.
Oh.
Before I left, I grabbed it back from.
Rub that pregnant belly.
I-
I've never noticed.
You're just
thought-
used to it at this
We
point.
just thought
honestly.
Logan had a little bit of a pouch.
They're so stealthy.
A little pudgy,
Made
dad
on
bod.
Little
Schlog.
pudge.
No. So you guys are just heading back towards the ship.
Yes.
Yes.
Everybody roll perception as you draw near to the docks.
Wow.
And as you draw closer to the docks, you can hear the howl of the wind that you guys almost started to ignore.
I rolled in that one too.
Is this like the nat 20 time that 4 people are going to roll nat ones?
Yeah.
We did.
23.
Okay, 23.
We're tired.
We're like, oh, that's
It's a
slop.
lot.
You guys
We're
are
like,
actually starting to feel a
Making
little
my
bit of
belly
exhaustion
rumble.
on you. You're not like you're not like beat, but you're a little tired.
9.
11.
18. So, Knack and Lonin, you guys will notice upon getting closer to the ship, you will see Akano at the base of the ladder that is like of the small like it's a little
Gangplank.
no, it's not. It's like a rope bridge almost. That is like 10 feet away. So like it's not far, but it's not super close. But he's standing at the edge of it, and you can see that there is a small collection of a bit more like regal looking. When you notice this specifically, you notice that this group of locks of Gif, different like some rhinos and some elephants. And you can see Akano speaking to a particularly older looking with the very gray hair on top of and their like classic buzz cut. And their uniform looks quite a bit more adorned than others. It looks like they have more of a classic like a red coat kind of like shoulder pad that has like the tassels coming down. You can see that on the front. You can see the reflection of like some sort of metal on the front of their shirt. Well, most of the people only have like a small selection and a simple pad. This is much more like fancy. And you actually see that they seem to be wearing a pair of like some sort of spectacles as well. But you can see that they are talking to Econo
Okay.
as you're driving. You guys are probably about only 2-minute walk.
So
wait.
we approach.
You just keep approaching, and you guys notice it's way closer. Nak and Lona notice this right away, but you guys don't
Me and
especially
Rashad.
Breen. You guys almost
Yeah.
run into them.
We're like, how about that slop, eh?
Yeah.
My belly's rumbling.
Can't believe they didn't want to listen to my music. I'm pretty good, you know.
Yeah, you could have played some national anthem
Oh,
or
oh,
something.
that's what I
Inspire
You
the
guys are
troops.
back. Pippin, these gentlemen are looking for you.
Oh,
and
how
you can
interesting.
you guys can clearly see on Econo's face that he's concerned.
Hello,
Hello there. And I would imagine you're Pippin G. Foss?
Gilligan. Yes,
Yes.
alchemist
A
extraordinaire.
Wonderful to meet you. Exactly the person I was looking for.
Oh, is that so?
Yes.
Are you in need of an ointment or elixir?
Oh, not quite. I was actually going to extend an invitation to you and your companions.
I am so.
5 of you? I was not expecting a number that high.
Yes,
but
these are my servants.
No, don't let him fool you.
We're his friends.
Yes.
He
friends.
thinks he's being funny.
Yes. Well, anyways, I've come to the Lord High Commander Linmore has requested your presence at the Governor's Gala.
Ooh.
Oh,
It is quite an honor. Outsiders are not welcomed very often.
me? Why me?
We heard some tales, and our scouts mentioned that you might have had a hand fighting off the dreaded pirates Voidstar.
Ooh.
How did you know that?
As I said, the fort sees much, and our scouts are widespread. So we would like to reach out and have you at the gala.
As a guest of honor.
And when might this be?
No, the governors, the new governors, are going to be crowned then, and given their office at the newest colonies.
Why do you want me there?
Oh, it's a high honor to be invited. Are you questioning the Lord High Commander's
Sounds like a
will?
very nice evening.
And when would this be, sir?
2 bells time.
Ooh.
And what's the dress code?
They just got
Formal?
much more than you have now, and I specifically will kind of glare at Mac with his kind of raggedy armor.
Function over fashion.
Oh well, the Lord High Commander will require
Do I get a seat at the high table?
many questions you have. Being invited is more than most will see in their lifetimes. You should.
I'm curious.
Yes, you shall see when you arrive.
Think
Here,
about it.
I have these tokens for you, and they're kind of simple cut stone tokens. But they specifically have the emblem of the half elephant on them on either side, and one side is silver and one side is gold.
Does he hand them to each of us?
And no, he will hand Pippin 6
Okay.
of them.
I will put them in my pocket.
These are worth a trade for anything in the markets.
Oh, good to
I
know.
expect them to be used on more formal attire for the group of you.
Oh, we can use these to buy clothes.
Yes, that is why I'm giving them to you.
Cool.
Nice.
Extend my thanks to the governor.
Any value?
You can extend it yourselves. The governors will be there.
Well, extend my thanks to Lord High Commander Linmore.
Well, you would expect nothing less.
Oh, thank you. And who are you?
Me? I am Hector Daron.
Hector.
I am one of the soon-to-be governors.
Oh, you're a governor
Oh.
yourself.
Oh, congratulations.
I insisted
Wow.
on seeing the group of you.
Yes,
Well,
well,
it is an honor. Thank you so
I
much.
am a
Thank you
very
much.
powerful
And what
alchemist.
is your name, dear?
Bree.
Bree. Wonderful to meet you, Bree.
Likewise, and I'll just give a little bow.
How
And
did you-
he will put his heart to his chest in the same kind of salute that
And
you
I'll
saw
kind
before.
of mimic it, but not in an offensive way.
No need for that.
Okay, thanks, Hector. Why don't you scurry back to the Lord Commander, and we'll see you in a few nights.
Yes, let me scurry back.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Pippin, Bree, and companions. And he'll kind of just like grimace as he walks away. And his like small collection of like you can see that some of them are writing. They seem to be kind of scribes and other companions of his.
How did I do?
Is there anybody near
Not
Akana right
great.
now?
You are.
No, I've already walked away. Kana's kind of just off to the side. He's very close to you guys.
Not great.
I'm going to Akano.
Everyone, let's go back to the ship. Let's go back to the gift. Gray, you can prepare dinner.
Yes, of
yes,
course.
yes. Let's
We
go
already-
back on
we
the
already
ship
ate
right now.
slop.
Let's go
That's
back
bad.
on the ship right now.
I had slop.
Ooh, I'm tired.
Yeah. Yes, let's go back below. I have many things that we need to count. Huyola needs much help. Get on, on. And he'll like kind of like push your guys' backs onto the rope bridge.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'll kind of
We'll
like
go below
help
the-
push.
Yeah, and as soon as the doors close, what have you guys done?
I think I did.
Why are you
I'm
getting
just
an
gonna point
invite
at
here?
Pippin.
Yeah.
I'm pointing out.
Seems-
Everyone points to Pippin.
You were supposed to stay in the market. Did you leave the market?
No.
We didn't leave
That's
the
where we
How
market.
the hell did you get an invite from the
It's a long story.
tyrants?
It's a long, long
Oh
story.
my
I am a
goodness.
special guest
Pippin
for my
is a
talents.
talker.
Oh, he wasn't only asking about you, Pippin.
What do you ask about?
He was asking about others. He
Did
was
they
I-
investigate the ship? Did they touch my
I-
contraption?
they came through, but they didn't. I hid your things. Luckily,
Thank you.
Lockymel had the foresight to put them down in the engine room.
Smart.
Oh,
But he
he's
was
smart.
asking about. He didn't know names. Thank God. Thank the gods. But I believe Lonan Nak. You were the ones they were looking for.
They performed magic in front of someone.
I don't know why they would worry. I believe there is a school of magic somewhere in the city here in the fort, but I don't know anything about
So
that.
you know
Here,
nothing about
we'll-
why they need.
We'll
what,
fill you in
you
on
know
all the
nothing?
details.
So you know
Detail.
nothing about what they would want us for.
They were good. They wanted to invite the three of you. I have no idea why they knew Pippin's name. I didn't even know, Gilligan didn't know that was your middle name.
It's
Is
my
he being
father's
honest?
But what?
Is he being honest?
Nikano? Yeah, roll insight. Yeah,
15.
yeah. You can tell he's like panicked.
Okay.
But he is being like very like upfront. You know, Hakano really has never lied to you
Yeah,
at all.
yeah. I
about
didn't think
anything.
he would.
He's
but
a
Um,
good boy.
Just curious.
Yep.
It was a really low DC. Like you can tell that he's just very like panicked. Like we can't even leave dock now. We were supposed to leave like
Did they put a boot
like
on the wheel?
3 breaths from now, but now we have to stay until you are finished at this gala. What?
Okay.
A lot happened.
Do you want to fill him in on the details?
Well,
Let's go below. Let's go to the hall. It's the
Okay.
engine room. Do you know how? I'll show you the engine room. You guys can all see where that is.
wow.
None of you have asked about it, but I can show you where this is.
Okay.
Come below, and you guys will go to this like under the table. You'll see that there is a hatch that you have almost like managed to like just look past the whole time, and he'll lift it and go down. It's fairly cramped with the 7 of you in it, and you'll see that it's actually 8 because Lockymel is down there, like putting crystals into this strange furnace.
Cool.
But it doesn't exude any heat, but you can feel like gusts of wind like blow out every time the door opens and is shut. Okay, what is happening?
well, Pippin revealed that he is an alchemist to somebody in one of the shops.
So,
Well, apparently these governors are looking for alchemists to do something.
oh
And that's why
goodness.
we've been invited.
goodness, they want
Yes.
Pippin
There's more.
Apparently, they want magic too.
and
Well,
magic.
we're not sure about that, but it wasn't
Yeah.
a good thing.
Did
that
you
we
ask
revealed.
anyone? How do you know this?
We've
Well.
been embroiled in a conspiracy against the government.
And we.
Why
swore
would you
oaths.
join such a? You swore oaths.
We did.
Gray, how could you?
It was,
You know how
it was,
important oaths are.
I never said anything.
it was kind of
Great.
my doing.
It was.
Hey,
See, the thing is that basically this person that took us told us that if
Emily.
we didn't help, we would probably die.
well, you'll
So-
probably die anyways,
No.
Hopefully-
or at least be
not.
imprisoned for life. Like, what do they want you for an alchemist?
Well, there's some sort of codex belonging to the famous alchemist Montello that they want me, with all my brilliance, to examine.
Hey,
I think you need to deflate your head a bit.
Hey,
You better not try to decode that codex. If I would imagine they'll probably keep you forever if you can
Oh.
read it at all.
If they let me read
hey,
it.
Pippin.
Yeah?
Do you think I should tell Tyrelius about the codex?
Can you talk to Tyrelius?
I can send him a message.
Oh, Tyrellus gave you the rings.
Yeah.
Yes, the rings. Oh, Oh, this is quite a pickle. He might be able to have some advice on this.
Maybe.
Oh,
and then maybe
goodness.
he can tell us about the codex.
But you were working against the fort.
Well, I'm really
Oh,
tired.
boy. Oh, no.
We gotta go
Oh,
buy
Polaris,
outfits.
please. Oh, why did I let any of you onto my ship?
Thank you.
Oh,
So here, we basically might need a speedy escape in a few days.
There
well,
may
I guess
be-
I'm tied into this too.
We knew you.
What am
we
I
could,
doing?
We knew we could
I
count
think
on
you should get the cannons ready.
I think we need some rest.
Yeah.
Yes, it
Maybe it's
is.
a little
It
bit
is late.
exciting
It's
today.
coming
I'm
towards
very
second
excited.
breath already.
Yeah. Do you
You
know
must
how
almost be
the,
exhausted.
do you know how the bells work here?
The bells.
Is it one bell per breath?
I
or-
mean, I believe the bell is around first breath.
So
I
look at
believe
that.
it's close. It's not quite. It's quite arbitrary. I believe on what they do. Nothing like us Bularans and our
Oh yes. You're
perfect measurement of time.
Okay,
Yes.
well, I'm gonna go to my lab
so
and get
superior.
some sleep. Pippin will leave.
Yes. Well,
Hey.
let's me know about the ship and what we must do. I guess I'm tied in with this rebellion.
We won't really know
Oh
For-
goodness.
until probably after the party, so
Well, how about you all
we'll
sleep
keep you in.
and then go get these outfits that you need, and we'll see how it goes from there.
I am sorry that this happened.
I know you are, but some people can't stop but show off. And they'll kind of glare at like the three of you. Pippin love it.
Pippin walked away.
I didn't do anything.
At your butt, walking up the steps.
Well, they know who you
Dumb
are.
Pippin.
Well, I didn't know that I wasn't supposed to cast any magic.
Well,
But now that we know,
Yeah.
a little bit too late, I guess.
Yeah. Well, that's all right. I guess we should all go to
we'll
sleep.
get some rest. I know. I'm pretty sure Nani Mal will be taking the watch for the evening. She's been resting most of the day,
Yeah.
but sleep if you must.
Lackey Mel, I have something
Oh,
for
oh.
you.
You have something for me?
Yeah.
Oh, you got me something?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited! Don't you get me, Bree?
And I'm gonna pull out a gold chain.
Bree, this is gorgeous! And
I
he's
don't
gonna
know if
like
you can use it
wrap it
or-
around his head.
I love it.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
And he kind of like he like cinches it in the back with something from his belt, and it like hangs down like almost to his shoulders.
It looks great.
It looks. Thank you.
But I thought too, you can
Oh,
wear it.
Yeah, I could wear it. And he'll just nod and like, without an insight, you can see like. Actually, no. Roll insight for me.
Wear it.
Roll insight for me.
Just wear it.
Yeah.
She knows.
No. Insight.
14.
14. You can tell that he's like, don't say anything else.
Yes.
Please, don't say anything else.
Wear it or wear it. That's
Yeah,
what
it
I
looks
was gonna
great.
say.
Honestly, Brie. No, he almost said Brie. He doesn't look awesome.
I love it.
Can you make it too when you turn into Nanima? Or turn into me? Oh, it's not there. Aw. Well, you can take turns wearing it.
Okay, we can.
Yeah. And then he'll give it to you.
And then I'll put it on my head.
It's the exact
It's like a
same. Yeah. Well,
I'm
let's
gonna
go
go
sleep.
get some rest.
Yeah, Nanima's taking night watch, the second watch today. Unlucky, she was probably exhausted. Let's go sleep, Yuri.
Okay.
And you'll go like arm in arm, like skip
Yeah,
down the
skip.
hall.
Two identical monkeys
Yes.
sleeping down the hall
Yeah.
to bed.
So is everybody just gonna go to sleep?
Yeah.
If they want to discuss.
I'm gonna try to catch up to Knack. Hey, I got this fancy rhino shield. Just wondering if you could take a look at it.
Alright.
Tell me what it's made out of and stuff like that. If it's
Yeah.
sturdy enough to use,
Yeah.
or is it decoration?
It's an elephant.
Yeah, elephant.
Yeah. Okay. I'll
And
take
I-
a look.
Reach for it in the back and I pull it out for you to look at.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah,
This is quite the piece.
I thought so too.
I will first pull out Velona's heartstrings.
Yeah, so like pull it off your
Yeah,
beard.
and I'll take a look.
Right? Roll with that advantage. Oh, okay, the second one's better.
14.
14? You only have 1 intelligence?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you had.
Dummy.
Yeah, dummy thing.
Dummy.
So you can tell it's just a simple seal. It is a good make. You can see the bolts around the side are welded on well, and the strap is of a good make. But it's just like iron, nothing crazy. The embellishment is like carved in and then filled with a very thin layer of almost like a gold and silver leaf. It wouldn't be worth much extra for the embellishment, but it is a very sturdy, good make.
And just for giggles, I will cast Identify on it.
It is
Giggle.
just a shield.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice shield.
It'll
It should serve you well.
perfect.
Yeah.
I'll put it back on my back.
Okay.
Alrighty.
And is anyone else doing anything before you all lay down?
Yes.
Okay.
I would like to set out some gold pieces
Okay.
and to, with them, make some functional fancy clothes with like gold buttons on it.
Okay. So you guys are, as you're walking around, you see like Knack kind of like what do you do? How do you describe what you do when you cast your ritual?
So I will find an area.
Okay, and there's quite an area in the hole. You actually notice that when you go into the hole, it is quite a bit more empty. But you can see there is quite a lot of metals now that have replaced a lot of the larger crates. But like piles of like metal like ingots and like different like rods of like silvers and irons and coppers all stacked up.
Yeah. So I'll find an area and I will. I'll put my shield down. And
Yeah.
I'll prop up its little legs so that it's kind of like the table design.
Yep.
And I'll put I don't know, like 5. How much the gold for like some?
Ooh, fancy clothes are pretty expensive.
But
Fancy?
remember, like functional fancy. So I'm not going for
Okay.
top of the
No,
line.
you have to either say fine clothes.
Oh.
Fine clothes is like it's like one broad category.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it would be about 15 gold pieces for it.
Yikes.
Fancy clothes are
Lot of gold.
expensive.
Yikes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll put out 15 gold pieces.
Do
Okay.
you still have 15 gold pieces?
I thought you had 4, you liar.
I will.
He just keeps pulling out gold.
Yeah.
Pippin's asleep, but he would be upset if he was there.
You're not asleep yet.
So I'll put 15 gold pieces
Just
on
wait
top of
till
my
I
shield,
do.
and then I'll grab my hammer.
Yeah.
I'll just start beating them.
Ding! So it's really
Yeah.
loud. You hear like kung, kung, and it almost like as like when he casts some of his spells, you gotta like make that gonging sound with your shield, and that like almost like it's very like synchronatic. It sounds nice to the ear, but after the 15 minutes of it, you guys are getting sick of it. But anyone who is looking closely, you can see that like the gold almost seems to be shrinking down, and each one is coming up to like 15 individual buttons lined up down the center, and you can almost see like threads like pushing and like coming into existence in between, and like coming through into this
Gorgeous.
to everybody else. Very shabby looking trench coats, and like pantaloons, and like, you can describe what you want it to look like. What does it look like to Knack?
To Knack, it's a solid leather jacket
Okay.
with gold buttons.
That's it.
Yes.
You can have like a shirt and pants made with it,
And shoes.
as
Oh,
well,
yeah,
and
okay,
shoes, because
yeah,
it's
like,
the full outfit.
It's basically clean.
It's just like so. It's exactly
one
what
piece.
Knack's wearing. It's a fancy
So
onesie.
romper?
Yeah, it's a romper.
It's a fancy romper. It doesn't have a cape.
a romp him.
Yeah, it was a cape.
And so it's a romper, all made of like leather
Yeah,
with a cape.
yeah.
But like to you guys, it's like
Does it have a
Awful
butt flap to
leather.
go to the bathroom?
No.
no. It's like really
With
bad
gold
leather.
buttons.
It's like
You
almost like
sweating
you
over.
could see it magically come into existence, but it looks like it's been worn for like 20 years. But to you, Knack, it looks very
It's
pristine,
like
very
a gimp
nice.
suit.
a
leather suit.
A leather onesie with
I'm
the...
gonna be honest. I don't think that will do.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, you look
This is
great.
beautiful.
Oh my goodness.
I'll shake it out.
Somehow, you don't see it, but there's like dust coming out of it. But you don't see it at all.
Nice.
All right.
I wanted to.
But you can add that to your inventory.
I wanted to. Are you already sleeping?
I was headed down, so I would probably be just laying down on my little bedroll.
You can say that you do this right as after you guys leave
Yeah,
the
I
room
lay
if you
out
want.
my bedroll,
And Knack is just starting to pound
crawl in.
on his shield.
Pippin, before you sleep,
Yeah.
I'm gonna need that gold from the group gold
Oh.
because me and Nat gave all of it.
Oh, I
and
just
you
got
have
in
that-
my jammies.
Oh yes.
His
well,
jammies, you look at his jammies is just everything but without his vest on. It's the same clothes.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you mind doing it just real quick?
It's really cold in there.
Um.
I'm gonna touch the snow globe and say vitriol and teleport inside.
And when you go out, you actually will see Vitriol is like actually like he's like sitting under the tree. Oh, hi Pippin.
Hi, vitriol.
How are you doing,
I'm
Pippin?
just about to head to bed, actually.
Oh, your little death?
My little death, yeah.
Interesting. I know, like, Lonan told me once that in a little death you see visions.
Sometimes.
Do you see visions in your little death?
Not good ones.
No, that'd be really interesting to know. Could you write them in a book for me, Pippin?
Yeah, I
That'd
totally
be awesome.
could do that.
When you go out, can you ask Lonan when he's going to bring that strange egg back?
Sure,
I'd
I'm
like
just gonna
to
grab some
I
coins.
think it enjoyed my reading.
How much
It
coins?
was
did you
really
want?
good. Would you like me to
135.
read to you now, Pippin? Here, let me get the ice book.
Okay.
Chapter 1. Anatomy of an ice cube. The ice cube is known across the lands.
Can you read it to me
So
outside
cool.
of the globe?
No. Outside of all the lands.
Can you read it to me? Can I
Uh,
sleep in the cabin and you can read me to sleep?
Yes, Pippin.
Okay,
You
one
wanna
second. Vitral. Teleport outside. Here's your coins. And I'm gonna
Thanks.
grab my sleeping bag and my pillow, and then put my foot on the snow globe and say Vitral and teleport back inside.
I realized while you were gone,
Strange.
Pippin.
So
Would you like me
strange.
to read you a new book? Because you gave me this one, and I assume you have read the whole thing and know all of it already.
Well, I'd love to hear it in your soothing voice.
How
Here,
about I
let me
read
get
you
some-
this
Let's
one?
go in the cabin.
Yuri got me this book, and I really enjoyed it.
All
Would
right.
you like me to read you this one?
Yes.
I wanna hear
Okay.
that book.
And then I'm gonna lay down in the snow globe like cottage
Chapter 1.
and put wax in my ears.
Sweat in the
And
midsummer
then lay
day.
down and go to sleep.
And the last thing you hear is like, in his warm embrace, she wept, for she was never been happier. And then you both drift off to sleep.
Yeah.
So you go back.
Yeah. Interesting. And I'll just like
It's just on the floor.
yeah, I'll just like
Yeah.
leave the snow globe. Is there like a little blanket or anything left over from his grabbing his stuff?
my vest.
Your vest?
The
I'll
vest.
just like wrap the vest around it to keep it cozy.
Yeah.
And then just like go to find Knack to give him his share of
And
the
you
gold.
know exactly where Knack
Yeah.
is because of the bagging.
Here's your half.
Oh, thank you, Bray.
Pippin gave it to me.
Thank you.
There you go. I'm going to sleep now. Do you need any help with anything?
No, I'm good.
Alright, well, just remember what I said about that outfit of yours.
It's perfect.
Right. Okay, night.
Good night.
And then I'm just gonna find some, go to my normal sleeping spot.
Anyone else? Or just go to bed. Bed.
Going to bed.
I already went to bed.
Yeah, you're
so-
sleeping.
Yeah.
Bed. After their stuff. Bed.
Bed, bed, bed.
One more thing.
I might cast a spell really quick.
Okay.
But it doesn't. It's whatever.
Okay. Well, you can tell me after. We can
Time
do it
skip.
after.
Yeah.
So you guys go. You guys go to sleep. And you guys are woken. After quite a long time. You don't quite know, but you're waking by another bell ringing through the ship, and you can recognize this as the second bell that you have heard since you've been here, marking that the next one, the gala will start. So you have not much time to get your clothing and to get to prepare for anything you might need. But for that, we're going to take a break for the evening.
Yeah.
So we're going to take about a 10-minute break, and we'll be back right afterwards. Thank you all for coming around so far. Hope you guys are enjoying episode 27 of AllFunNDice. And don't forget to stick around. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to session 27 of AllFunNDice. Thank you all for sticking around. And we're going to jump right back in. So, with everybody going to rest after their long, busy day, joining rebellions, taking names, and with each of you a token to get some fancy garb for this event. We are going to do a little time jump till you guys exit Econo's ship for the gift of variety, and are going to be escorted to the gala. So we'll start with Gray, and everybody can describe what they had got with.
So we
their-
had like time to go get our outfits.
Yep, it's been 2 days. Everybody who had ordered something
Oh, I was gonna
has.
say, did I get my?
Everybody
stuff
who
out?
had like ordered some work done and it has the benefits that I had told you about. But it has a nice, like in the grooves of the leaves, it has actually a very nice polished, almost a light iron. It almost looks like, if you look at it from the distance, it could be mistaken for silver.
Very cool.
And the ends are like slightly bulging out, more rounded.
I like it.
And it's nothing fancy, but it looks nice.
Is it slightly like heavier?
It's quite a bit heavier that you can feel. Yeah.
Yes.
Does it do anything to the damage it creates?
I told you the
I know,
effect
I
of
was
it.
just-
That's all it
that's
does.
it. Okay.
Yeah, that's the
That's
effect.
fine. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright, so the my military garb for the River Princetons is going to be like a kind of like a sky blue, like a faded blue, with brown accents,
Okay.
and it's going to be like one of those. It's going to be kind of like a trench coat that kind of splits off on the bottom there,
Right.
with like there's going to be like a brown shirt underneath, and it's going to be some like nice fatigues down there, nice
Right.
pants, and boots, leather, of course.
Of course.
And it's going to have my military insignia right on my side here, and then I'm
An
going to have
assortment of medals that none of you
Yes.
have seen before,
of course,
but that look pretty legitimate.
only the fanciest. This one was from the ship that I blew up.
Where is he even getting these?
Yeah. Or that accent.
I have. It's all good. And so that's I would like to have paid with that all of my own money and trade. And
Okay, so you used coin instead of the single coin
Yes.
that was given to you.
I would like to have gone back to the jeweler.
Okay.
And I know that he mentioned that there were some things that they had that were mystical and magical sometimes, and I want to trade for one of the fancier rings.
Okay,
Something
for one of the
nice.
fancier rings.
Yeah.
Roll a d6 for me.
Ooh. 4. I don't know what that is.
Sorry, one second. I have to bring up.
Elevator music.
Put in the DM on the spot.
So, you are given a ring, and it is a beautiful jade color. It looks like it's carved purely out of the stone itself, and within it, it is a viney pattern that is actually filled in with a very almost like black iron. So it's green with black iron around it, and you don't know quite what it is, but you can. So, but you know, like she swears up and down that this is a magic ring.
I put it on my ring finger.
You have a lot of rings.
I do have a few. I just
There's
like
the tea over there.
Yeah.
I got a lot of
How many
bling.
rings do you have?
This is
I
like
got-
only as.
Well,
Did you had one originally, right?
I had one originally,
So this
and
is
then I
your third
got
ring.
the cull ring, and then I got this magical jade.
But none of them
pretty
match
one.
at all.
No, but you can tell I got lots of rings.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can
Okay, but you don't quite know what it does.
Tails.
But you would have done this probably early on the first day. If you
Yeah.
want to ask someone, you can.
I would say that I probably approach Knack.
Okay.
Hey, I got this jade ring. Can you see what this does?
You get things really often.
I know.
Oh
I mean, look at that.
Alright, let me take a look.
It shines and sprinkles.
Sure.
So
sure.
no!
I.
Sprinkles.
It'll be a bit
shines.
longer this time though.
What does this ring
Oh,
do?
that's no problem.
Yeah. I'll ritual
Becky
craft
coming out of it.
Right.
Constance.
Identify.
So I sent it to both of you guys on what it is because you obviously would have told.
Yeah.
I will leave it up to you guys if you to Reno if he wants to reveal what it is.
I'm just gonna read over your shoulder.
Ooh.
Do you want to do someone else?
Okay.
Next up, we can go with Erie.
Harry purchases with her single
Token.
coin token.
Yep.
An all like midnight black. Like it's so like I want it to be so black. It almost doesn't look like it's like
It's black. You know the black.
the
of the
black is
black.
black.
Yeah.
And it is going to be like a completely like long, all the way up to her, and it kind of comes to a point over her finger.
Ooh. Okay,
Like
I love
on
that.
both middle fingers, kind of.
I love that.
Like really, really tight. And then it's all one piece, and it's pants but they're
Ooh.
really wide, so it almost looks like she's.
So when
a
you're
dress.
when you're
When you're standing still, it looks like it's a dress, but she can move easily. with her pants.
Oh.
It's
I like that.
really wide pant length.
Is it just pure black, or
It's
is there
pure-
like designs?
It's got
deep
like
in the
I would
black?
say a bit of like a sparkle to it.
Ooh,
Cool.
And then it has a cape
of course.
that comes, but it's not like a tie in the front cape. It just comes off the shoulders.
It's like sewn
and it goes
in.
to the ground.
Okay, and then
Wow.
it's just a black
Pretty.
cape as well, same color. I'm imagining.
Yes, it's
Yes.
all black the whole thing.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, that's
I
what
love
she-
it, and you
that's what
have
she
your
does.
staff on your back as well. I
Yes.
imagine. Okay.
But it's like a cane.
Yeah.
And she just kind of like pushes her. She tries as best she can.
Yeah.
It's a little bit unruly to like slick her white hair just completely like back.
Yeah. I'll give you like some gel I whip
Yeah.
up in my lab.
So like.
Tenaculum gel.
Dippity-doo.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
take tenaculum and
A
squeeze them on your
slightly
head.
blue sheen to your hair, but it adds.
Yeah, that's what she. That's
I
what
love
she
the
is.
like slicked back like power lesbian
Yeah,
hair.
that's what it is. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
She's just going for like as like powerful looking as the 16-year-old
You look-
can be.
And like your eyes match your like clothes
The black,
perfectly.
that's what
It's
she's
gorgeous.
That's what she's
Yeah.
looking for. That's all
Mac,
she-
so you already have your fancy garb.
Yeah, I got my fancy garb.
He just looks like a little toddler in his like leather onesie.
Yeah.
So I will go into town and I will purchase two things.
Okay.
One, I would like a walking stick.
Okay, are you
God,
gonna use
just
your
need to
coin
go
for that,
for
or
No, that'll be. I will trade something for that.
okay? It'll be describe how you want it to look. It won't be very ornate, which I would imagine Knack would
very
want
very
anyways.
basic. Yeah. I just want on like the very top of it.
Just like a gnarled, almost like handhold.
Yeah.
Do you want a gnarled or do you want like polished?
I don't want a handhold. I want like if I can find something that I could like. Almost like Gandalf's staff, where it's kind of like that, so you can kind of jam something in the top.
So it's kind of like it's almost like an open square at the
Yeah.
top, and it's empty for now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Sounds
okay.
good. And it's just otherwise it's a fairly pale, almost
Yeah.
white wood
Yeah.
is the rest of it.
And then I will
You
go-
do have to get a custom made because all their walking sticks are taller than you. And how tall do you want yours to be?
Cute.
It's. I'm not really going to use it for walking. It's more of kind of like a showpiece, so it doesn't have to be.
Okay. So it's more like a rod.
Yeah,
is what-
like, like a rod, yeah.
I would say it's only like 3 gold for it. Yeah, it's an easy make.
And then I will also go and purchase the fish scale cloak with my coin.
Cool.
And you can do that, and you can add the cloak of the manta ray to your inventory.
Wow.
How much
How
are my
could
those
you-
are feet?
20 gold
Beat him up.
Yeah, I could take.
because they're custom made.
Could I add a hand of my god?
He wouldn't even have looked at that.
You could add that for an extra 5 gold on top of that. So for 30 gold.
Wouldn't even have looked at it if
Okay.
it wasn't for
Yeah,
me.
and that's fine.
And I'm wearing it.
What a thief.
Yeah.
You're wearing it?
And it actually
You
would,
are?
it fits
Oh my
Knack
God.
like way
Way
better,
better.
because it's like not quite as short on him.
How
Because-
does it look with your outfit?
It actually doesn't
fine.
match terribly because it's a fairly like dark, like almost like shark skin. So it actually makes his garb look almost
Slightly
fancy.
better.
Like
Okay.
wow, he might have planned it.
And to fancy this up a bit more, I will pull forth the Luna's heartstrings and have it front and center.
Like a bolo tie.
Yes, and then those diamonds as well. I'll suspend those from my beard too.
Nice.
Oh,
Okay, I like it. So you
I
add
love
it to the
that.
smaller gems that are already in your
Very
beard.
cool.
So like Knack actually like you are all very worried, but Knack actually has shown up for the event.
Does he
Okay.
does he like brush his beard and
You
like
showing
do his
up?
braid nice?
Yeah, I slick it down with
As-
some of that hair gel.
Yeah, and it also glistens.
We're all getting ready, and everyone's just like grabbing a slice of snack.
Is Tenaculum getting smaller?
There's a small divot, almost like when you like scoop butter off of
Yeah.
like, but only very small. And by the time you're leaving, it's back up to
Oh
full.
my god.
Oh
that's
my
amazing.
So Lonan, how is Lonan dressing up for
So
the
I have
event?
my magic clothes on as it is,
Oh,
right?
yeah, you
So I'm going by myself in like my own room, and I'm going to think back to the only time that I remember having a suit on, and that was the night of the king dying.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to think hard as I can, and I'm going to peer back into kind of like a suit with a bow tie, just like your generic. But this is going to be instead of like black and white like tux, it's going to be like a bright like blue, and then like a lesser blue like shirt underneath,
Okay.
bow tie, and then because I'm thinking it's so close though. Specks of actual like red blood from the king on my
Ooh,
because
okay.
I'm remembering.
But it almost is like it's like
Cool.
stylized,
Yes.
like
That's spooky.
over the
Yeah,
shoulders.
I like it.
I like it a lot.
So I don't
Come
notice
on.
that until like I look to my left and I'm like I kind of remember what it's from, but at the same time I don't really remember what it's
That's
from.
cool.
That's so
Your brain
cool.
almost like tries
Yeah.
to ignore
That's
it.
so cool.
Yeah, and
I like
so,
that a lot.
But at the same time, because now I have this extra token in my hand, I see Gray going to the market and like going to do his thing. So I'm going to not follow him. I'm going to go to the blacksmith,
Okay.
and I'm going to see what he's willing to trade for the token.
Whatever you want.
It's
You
whatever
can
you
get
want.
anything
You
you
can get
desire
whatever.
from
Like-
the shop.
I would like to get a better bow than what I currently have, if he has. Any.
Oh, so you're going to the wood carvers.
Yeah, sorry, the wood carver. But
Yes.
I want to entice him to show me like a better bow than what he has. that he
Roll
could-
persuasion. And describe it a little bit. What can I offer you?
Well, I know that I was here the other day. This time I'm actually in my suit. I'm looking nice.
Yeah.
Looking
I know I was here the other
cool.
day with a few people. Nobody's with me at this
Yeah,
point.
you're alone right now, yeah.
And I know we talked about possibly trading a few things, and you weren't too interested in my gold pieces, but perhaps this could interest you. And I'm going to pull it out of my handkerchief, and I'm going to show him.
Ah, you're one of the ones invited to the gala.
I am. So you can tell that I want to be as fancy as possible and be able to show my wares. And
Of
unfortunately,
course.
with what I have right here, it's not going to get me very far with showing my abilities.
Well, I think you're in luck. I just had some Aarakocra traders come through. Very uncommon
Wow.
with these sorts. We don't much like them. But they did bring this. And he'll go to the back, and it wasn't actually on display. But it is like a delicately carved, almost like, it looks like different kind of woods were mixed and bent together, almost like it was ground that way and then carved in.
Nice.
And it is just a gorgeous longbow, but it is more typical for your size.
Cool.
So it is like a classic longbow.
Wow.
And
And
this is the nicest this is the most ornate
shall
that
I,
I have in
am I
stock.
able to hold it?
Of course.
Is it light? Like, is it lighter?
It feels lighter than your own.
All right.
But it feels like as you pull it, it has like a beautiful like kind of bend. Like you pull it and you pull it really far and it actually like bends gorgeously. No
Cool.
cracks. You don't even hear a sound and it twang.
I'll tell you what. Considering I'm not going to be needing my old bow anymore, perhaps we can do a trade for the token and my old bow.
I have no desire for that.
Your old bow is like a piece of
It is.
shit.
He's like,
All
no,
the sh-
but it just
All the
disintegrates.
strings are broken.
It falls
Sounds like
apart.
trying to start a lawnmower.
Yeah.
You like wipe your blurs off on it.
Is that a gas?
Yeah, it's out of gas.
Are there any engravings on it that I would know of? Like, or is it
You
like-
can roll an investigation check for me.
Arcane.
Yeah, I guess is that what it would be?
You said engravings. You didn't say magical
Sure.
engravings.
What would it?
So investigation.
Okay, so 14. Sorry, 12.
12. So you don't really notice much in terms of it. You're kind of very impressed with the way the wood is melded together. You think it must have been made with some sort of magic. but,
Regardless,
like,
it's nicer than my bow.
oh, it's gorgeous. It's
Yeah,
way nicer
sure.
than your
Okay.
bow.
What kind of wood is that?
He can't with the roll. He can't tell.
Probably.
But
something
there
from
is.
the
It's a
sword.
mix of three woods. One is almost like a orangey reddish color. The second is like a deep, almost black,
So-
and the other one is almost like a stark white, where you can see every grain
Pretty sweet.
of
Okay.
the wood.
Love that.
So it's like light, but it's not like brittle.
It's light and very flexible, but like in a very like you would know as an archer, like that flex is very good.
Cool.
You
It's
like
like
that flex.
fiberglass, basically.
Yes,
So, do we have a deal then?
it is yours.
Thank you very much. And token on the counter. And by the way, thank you so much for those arrows. And I'm going to leave.
Okay, perfect.
Nice.
Bree.
So I have performance clothes that I wear when I
Oh yes,
perform
you
at
do. What do they
fancy
look
events.
like?
So I will have a skirt that actually goes over my pants, and I won't be changing my shoes. So I'll be
Okay.
wearing the same shoes, but you won't see them because it's a really long skirt.
You've never described your shoes. I'm just imagining like
They're like
little,
long boots.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I was
Yeah,
imagining
yeah.
like little like little pumps. No boots.
They're like black leather boots.
They match
Yeah.
anything.
Knee high.
Yeah, they go up really high.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I'm gonna have a skirt that's kind of flowy, and it's gonna match kind of my normal clothes that I normally wear.
Okay.
So they're like a nice dark blue, with like hints of purple in there.
Ooh.
And I'll change my shirt as well, so it'll be like a really flowy skirt, and then the top that I normally wear, which is like looser fit, I'll have like a really kind of like a tighter fit top with no sleeves, and I won't wear a jacket, so it'll be like just bare armed and kind of like a sweetheart neckline type of style.
Nice, beautiful.
Yeah, but I won't change my shoes, and that's really it. I'm
Okay.
gonna go to the jewelers though, because I
Okay.
would like to find a pair of earrings.
Okay.
Hopefully. But I would like to ask Nak to come with me.
She's going to propose.
Oh my
And before we
goodness,
go,
gonna
I'm
cry.
gonna ask, since you got this lovely cape that I was also interested in, would you mind helping me go to the jewelers and see if there's a
Oh.
magical item that I
Yeah,
could
I
get?
can do that. I didn't know you wanted this free.
That's okay. But
can-
you don't mind helping me?
No, you can have it if you want.
Oh,
Though.
no. I don't mind.
Oh,
But I
okay.
would love for you to help me maybe find some jewelry.
I can do that.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have him come with me. So if you can do like detect magic or whatever it is that you do.
Detect maggots.
Yeah.
Just like,
She points at Lona. Detect maggot.
There's an infestation.
All you have to do is smell.
but
Yeah.
if you can do that and then kind of point out which ones have like
Oh yeah.
magic, that would be cool. That's what I'm
Okay.
going to...
Okay.
Okay, alright.
I would've put
Tell
What a
me.
horrible skill that would be.
Yeah,
Detect maggot.
maggot.
Here's detect maggots.
Whoa.
There's none here.
They're
So-
everywhere.
Either a necklace or earrings is what I would be looking.
Okay. I can do that.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to do. So I don't know if...
Okay, so you guys go, and then are you just going to cast Detect Magic?
Yeah, I'll cast Detect Magic before I enter.
Okay.
Smart.
So as you walk in, you actually don't see a big glow up of color as you go in. Normally you're used to seeing a lot of different like with magical shapes from jewelry. When you walk in, a lot of it just needs to be classic gems, but there is a small handful of things along the back that you can see that have some sort of magic to them. You can see a pair of earrings that seem to be in the rough form of like carrots almost, or some sort of root vegetable made of like a gold with like gems coming out the top, almost like the leaves. You see another one, and it is actually the skull earring that was shown previously that is still there, and that one glows with an abjuration magic. And then you see a necklace, and the necklace it almost looks like it's like a layered one. Is quite goes quite far down. It's not a simple single one with a bead, but it almost looks like waves crashing against the shore as it like falls into with various sapphires and silvers. So those are the three that you notice are magic. One is abjuration, which is the skull. One is the other two would be like, one is like evocation and the other is a transmutation. The evocation is the necklace. Transmutation is the root vegetable earrings.
Love that.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Carrots.
I'll
You turn into a
probably,
carrot.
I probably don't want the carrot earrings. The skull or the necklace. And what was the necklace? The
There's
color?
sapphires and
Oh, the color, it's like blues and whites, looks like waves like crashing against the shore.
Okay. Yeah.
It is very fancy in comparison to the other ones. The one looks almost like the skull is like quite edgy, but the necklace is
Ooh,
almost
that would
something
kinda
that
match
it would look very like
God.
a beautiful woman would wear it with a gown.
Because I'm looking to wear it with my.
Yeah, and it would look really nice with the necklace.
Do you have one that you like better?
There's a couple of different things that I would, that look really nice. Maybe the shopkeep would be so kind as to let us have a closer look.
a closer look at which ones would you require?
Well, I think I like the look of that one and that one and that one.
Of course. And she'll lay out all three.
Oh yes, quite lovely, quite lovely. And then I'll pull up.
Okay.
But I'm not actually. I'm casting Identify
Okay.
on them.
So it's going to take you a few minutes to do all three.
Yeah.
The first one, the root vegetable earrings, you identify as earrings of jump, which you would know allows you to cast the jump spell as a bonus action, up to a few times a day. Depends. You can't quite tell exactly how many, just because you kind of go quick and subtle. The second one is the skull earring, and the skull earring is an earring of shielding, and it allows mind shielding. Sorry, and it stops people from reading your mind or detecting your thoughts while you wear it. And you can also actually
It stops from tracking you too, right?
no. So it's while you are immune to magic that allow creatures to read your thoughts, determine whether or not you're lying, know your alignment, or know your creature type. And you can allow people to communicate if you want, but it's not default. You have to choose.
Okay.
And you can also make it turn invisible.
Cool.
Yeah. And then the third one was a necklace of water walking, which allows you to walk over any surface as if it was solid.
Now that is interesting.
Well, I can tell
That's a hard show.
Any surface?
any liquid surface as if it was solid.
Molten lava.
You would take fire damage.
But you could.
Cool.
But you
Run.
could. You could. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
They're all really nice pieces.
Yeah, and you can tell they are expertly crafted. You can tell they're not just garbage that was enchanted. It was
Just like
crafted with
plastic
care.
costume jewelry.
Yeah.
Can I tell quickly through that assessment which one has the highest value?
You can roll just roll one check with advantage because you're using the Valorous heartstrings. Was that garbage?
Not two.
1, 2,
Yeah,
3.
a 3 and a 2.
Oh my god. Okay,
Yeah.
you cannot tell.
I'm just gonna roll. You know what? I'm not gonna roll. I think I know which one Bree would choose.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the skull.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
So we will do. So you can add
And
I'll send
give
you
coin.
the stat.
Perfect.
Okay. So now Pippin.
Hey, Pippin.
Fine.
Okay,
Yes.
so I already paid for my coat that I wanted. So I'm gonna go buy a fancy set of clothes to wear under the coat.
Okay.
And I kinda want just a nice, form-fitted suit with a collar. I want a really poofy neckerchief that billows out.
Love it.
And I want to get a pin that is my maker's mark.
Okay.
So it'll be a little metal pin that's a potion bottle with a slug in it.
Okay.
And then I'll wear my new burgundy. I want all the suit to be a gray, a muted gray,
Okay.
charcoal. And then I'll wear my coat is burgundy. But I want to get my coat so there's instead of having military insignias on the shoulders, I want there to be loops that I can put potion, my elixir bottles in.
Okay.
Kind of my dice bag.
Curlers in your hair.
Yeah,
hair
but
curlers, but for potion bottles.
But my alchemical elixirs, I want to store them in there, and maybe they're glowing a little bit.
Okay.
And then Pippin, his hair's kind of grown since we've been traveling. His roots are showing.
It's a nice bob.
Pippin actually has white hair, but he dyes it green, so you can see his white roots. But he's gonna dye his hair with my alchemist supplies.
Yep.
Lavender purpley-ish.
Okay.
Ooh.
And it's getting long, so he's gonna kind of put it into a little ponytail on the back.
So it's
some
it's
strips.
very strange seeing Pippin with taunt hair because the curl is only at the back.
So he pulls it all back, and it's all lavender now.
But his hair is very unruly, so one pops out and curls on his forehead.
Yeah, a little curl on my forehead. But otherwise, yeah, and he's gonna get all nice and shaved because sometimes Pippin grows weird all over the place, spotty facial hair.
Very patchy.
Is it white?
Yes,
Yeah.
Cool.
but he'll shave it all and look very fancy, and he's ready. You guys ready to go?
And I'm gonna put my arm out for you, Pippin.
And I'm gonna take your arm.
I believe your escorts are here, everyone. Please be safe.
Akana would be okay. You
We'll
can
try
trust
our
us.
best.
You better be. I don't know if they'll let me leave the dock.
I'm gonna be
man.
twirling.
Yeah.
With my cape in my pants.
I would have put my ring on one.
And Naughty Mall is like, you look so good, Eerie. Like, I'm so envious. It looks amazing. You look fantastic. Queen, slay. Before you guys
And so we'll walk out.
walk off, and you can see an unfamiliar pair of rhinoceros guards, and you can tell they have very clear pikes that are quite large. They're like almost double the size of the pike that you
Hello.
would, that lady wield.
Will you be leading us?
You are Pippin, Gilligan, Faust, and company.
That's correct.
Yes.
Follow us. Stay close. Do not deviate from the path. We will lead you to the library.
Sure.
And you guys will be
thing.
led through the markets. The streets, as you pass through the market, you actually notice this. You didn't know it was possible. The streets seem to be even more neat and organized and bleak than the market. The market almost had personality compared to the streets.
Wow.
All the houses seem to be very similar, except for the stray building. Some look like simple temples that have a lot more, that look like they're missing something. Some sort of gold sheen, or like gargoyle, or like some sort of topper to make them stand out for any particular god or use or parliament. But they seem to have been stripped back, and all those little decorative ornate pieces have instead been either taken down or replaced with large banners of the elephant insignia that you guys are used to seeing all over the place. So you walk through the city and begin to ascend up the... you notice the ground starts to slope as you get closer and closer to the large mountain that is next to... that is like opposite of the lake, on the opposite side of the island. As you start to walk up and up. It takes you probably about an hour, in your guys' guess, to walk
Uphill.
from the area of the market up until you get to what is hands down the most ornate of the buildings you've seen. It has a large glass facade at the front, and you can see the glimmering torches lit inside. And it has a large like awning supported by simply carved pillars. As you guys are guided in, and you can see it's this basic atrium. And you guys are sent through doors. Some of them seem like simple sitting rooms with like books in sitting rooms. Nothing like plush that you're used to seeing from nicer libraries. Very like bench, desk, like lamp area where you can put a torch so you can work, and rooms like that. Before you were led in, and the noise erupts. It is more noise than you've heard the entire time you've been in the city. It's jovial talk. And there's faint music playing for the first time. You haven't heard the sound in days and days of simple strings. There's strings and like a faint horn playing, almost like underlying the whole event. And as soon as they open the door and the guards open the door for you, there's no big announcement. There's no huzzah. But you can see the people turn, and there's an assortment of locks of gift. You don't see any other races in the room. But they all seem to be wearing very similar military uniforms, again, with the varying badges of insignia. You notice that, of course, the buskets aren't changed, but you see some women are having varying hairstyles, which you have not seen. Some have their hair down. But it's just the same variety of colors and elephants, hippos, and rhinos that you were used to. Some of the women wear dresses, and you actually see some of the men wearing some sort of kilts. But they all are the same kind of small range of like dark navies to grays, and all in the same upper. Their shirts are all of the same style, the same uniform, military cut.
Is the music very familiar? Like, is it like similar to how it was back on our plane, or is it like?
No,
different?
it almost feels like the notes are like jarring in different ways, and they almost seem to clash to your ears. Bree, you can almost like feel the harmonies that are just very unfamiliar to you, and you can tell that they like, and even just looking at their faces, you can tell that the people are pleased with what they hear. But to all of you, it is kind of like off-putting. It feels almost eerie, and I can't use the word eerie. It almost feels bizarre and
uncanny.
Yeah, uncanny. It almost sends a shiver down your arms the first time when you first hear it. And the people turn, and you see a familiar Hector deviate from the group.
Hector Darren.
Like
Pippin and company. And you can see he actually has what looks like gold laurels hanging over his shoulders and looking around. Everybody will just roll a quick perception check for me.
Not good.
Oh.
Did I say what kind of man Hector was? I cannot remember if I
Yeah, I think you did.
What did I say?
I don't remember. I think you did.
You just said that he gave us a bunch of gold. That's all I
You said what he was. I just don't remember
Was
what you
Hector,
said.
was it Hector Gayron or?
Yeah.
Darren. Yeah.
Darren.
Hello, Hector.
Hello.
How do we
Welcome.
look?
Yes.
Great. I know. You don't need to answer.
Some
So-
more than others. Simplicity is always where it's at.
Will you get us?
You'll
Will you
always
be
head
getting
towards-
us drinks and snacks?
There's a table at the front, so you can go yourselves. I am one of the guests of honor. I just came to greet you and say hello.
Yeah. Congratulations on your new position.
Yes, it's quite good. The colonizations are going quite well. Soon all the Loxogif will be under one name. Lord High Commander Linmore. It'll be a beautiful sight.
Sure. Okay. Refreshments. Is everyone ready? Knack, watch your drink.
Drinks?
Actually, on second thought, Mac, do you still have that cup that I gave you?
I do.
Perhaps I can borrow it for tonight.
I mean,
I don't
it's
think
yours. You can have it back.
Did you bring the cup with you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you?
How?
I always have the
In-
cup hanging from my.
Did you put it on your
Yeah.
face?
Yeah, that's,
Well, we're gonna
that's,
be drinking.
that's it right there in my picture.
Oh my gosh.
Oh god. Okay. So he passes you the singing
Anything that I
stein.
drink tonight, I will drink from there.
Okay. So for perception rolls, did anyone roll higher than a 15?
No.
Yeah.
16.
19.
21.
22.
11.
Why did you say
So everybody but Pippin and Gray, you notice two other people. Other than Hector, you see a ashen-colored hippopotamus woman with long, flowing, very dark, brown hair, who has the similar laurels that Hector was wearing. And you can see a gray elephant man who has the same laurels as well. Which is, you can imagine they could possibly be the other governors, but you don't know enough about the laurels. So what would you guys like to do?
I'm gonna go up to the bar.
Okay, so it is a long decorative table with a nice tablecloth. As you get closer, you can see a small band in military uniforms, and they have those classic tall marching band hats on, and they seem to be playing. It's one person playing what seems to be a strange loopy brass instrument, one holding almost a lyre, but it seems to be much larger and almost dips down in the center, and the three strings go much longer.
I'm
than the
picturing
rest.
the band from any Dr. Seuss book.
Yeah, something similar.
I will approach the drink person. Is
Yeah.
it like a bar?
It actually it seems to be they are small. They're small for the Loxogif. You can see it's almost small drink glasses. But to you guys, it's a full cup. It's pretty big. And they seem to be lined up on the table. Most of them look to be the same. And you see when someone picks one up, someone comes out from one of the doors that are behind the table and come out with another tray and lay them back.
Greetings, barkeep. Could I get a bendy straw?
I'm sorry, drinks on the table, and they all walk away.
I'm gonna be chaperoning Pippin the entire time.
Okay.
I've got my hand on your arm,
Yeah, like my arms like this and his arms like that.
and I'm gonna just
And it seems to be some sort of champagne of sorts. It's definitely quite bubbly. Yeah, it doesn't seem actually particularly strong to you.
Should we go talk to somebody? Introduce ourselves.
Sorry, Pippin. Do you mind if I grab a glass as well too?
Sure, here.
But how big is it's a little champagne glass?
So the ones I'm
compared to
picturing
Stein.
that are normally I have a hard it's one of those small ones that are about this shallow and have a really wide glen, and they're probably only about that tall.
So what I fit.
But to you guys, it's a normal sized wine glass.
But would I fit 4 inside the stein? Inside the
No, you can fit one inside the stein.
just one.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just put the
Maybe two.
Okay.
And it starts to hum quietly
Not poisoned.
Doesn't seem like it.
because it sounds nice to your ears.
Yeah, and I will drink it well. Yeah. So you want to go meet some more people then?
Yeah, let's go find someone important.
Looking around the room, considering I don't
You
know.
saw the two people with the laurels.
Would I know if anybody that looks more royalty than anybody else?
Only the people with the laurels.
Okay.
Those are the distinct people. Everybody else kind of looks like
And that's the hippopotamus.
civilian.
Let's go to that hippo.
There's
woman.
one ashen hippo and a gray elephant.
Let's go to the hippo.
Hippo?
Okay, well,
Yes.
we'll
Sure.
hold that.
Yep.
Anyone else like to do anything?
I am confidently, I feel very emboldened by my compliment.
Feeling your roots.
I feel like a woman.
Yeah,
Not a child.
woman.
Woman. And I am confidently, grabbing drinks
Yeah.
off trays, like, you know, and just kind of like, lovely.
And you're like slicing
Lovely.
through, and people are like, wondrous.
Yeah, and I'm just like,
Amazing.
quite, you know,
Quite.
like,
Mhm, yeah.
acting as if I'm very important and kind of like popping into conversations. I'm like, ha ha ha. And I'm like, oh, actually, like the next
Some of the
one.
conversations you jump into, you hear like snippets because you're only in it for moments,
I
right?
also am going to be using my skill where I can read people's lips.
Oh, okay.
My observant.
You can do that.
So a
do
lot
that,
of what
yes.
you are hearing is and reading.
So I'm kind of like, I might be in a group, but I'm like looking across the room trying to see if I can see like anyone staying.
Roll me a perception check just to see what you're able to see around the room, and I'll give you some info based on that. You're gonna get info no matter what.
12.
So it's a big room. The people are much higher than you, and their lips move in stranger ways because they don't have the typical like humanoid mouth. It's like a rhinoceros face, and the tusks and like the tusks and trunks tend to blur their lips more than you were expecting. You do get a hang of it over the course of the evening, but most of what you are hearing is about battles that just took place in the expanding of the Craven Empire, and you see see words that you don't know, like Loang and Obasher and Ember. And you can imagine, you know that Obasher is one of the new colonies that was just colonized and captured, and it will actually be run by Lydia Gieber. Lydia Gieber. But you don't know who that is, but you know that that is the new governor of that colony.
Okay.
But that is the majority of what you hear. Sometimes you hear like small like oh, Linmore, Lord Hackamanda Linmore is just the greatest ruler of all, prosperity to us all, and like stuff like that.
I don't hear anything about like Pippin or like alchemy.
You don't hear anything about
Okay.
Pippin or alchemy specifically.
All right.
Was anybody dancing?
Actually is a large dance floor in the center. People are mostly mingling around the edges of it. Near tables, some people have little dishes and foods. But every so often you do see couples pair off and go, and they're dancing very like elegantly for their size. Much more gracefully than you would have expected, because most of the large dresses you know are quite burly and don't really have those kind of traditions. But they're almost like flowing across the dance floor. And even though they're dancing in pairs, Bree, roll a perception check for me.
Well, not good, not good. Oh wait, that was a 16, not a 15. JK.
Not good,
18.
not good, only 18. So you notice that like
far.
you notice that they're almost dancing in sync, not just in the pairs, but in the whole floor itself.
Okay.
And you notice patterns repeating, almost like to the music they know, though they're trained in the sort of dances they're going onto the floor to go with. And you can see more than just the couples beautifully swaying and spinning. You can see patterns emerging and gorgeous like twirls and spirals forming across the whole dance floor.
Is Hector still nearby?
He's not necessarily nearby, but you can always quite see him just because the laurels are very they attract attention quite a lot.
Can I go up to him?
Yes, you can.
Hector, sorry to interrupt.
Yes, Bree, was it?
Yes.
I remember.
I'm wondering, this dance, it's so beautiful. Would you or anybody else be able to show me how?
Come with me.
Great.
And I'm going to have you roll performance for me.
Cool.
So 11 plus 11
Ooh,
is
22.
Wow.
So as
Big number.
you step on, you almost feel emboldened by the music. It almost seems to swell in your ears as you step onto the dance floor. And Hector, towering over you, grabs your hand in his, and it's almost like it's 4 times larger than yours. It is quite large, but it's almost a delicate grasp. And as much as it like has the wrinkly, rough exterior, it is almost soft in your hands as he spins you, and you just let the music flow through you.
Romance.
And almost instantly, you're one with the dance. And being in it, you see more patterns and more beauty and more shapes and movements emerge now that you're inside of it. It's all like
Haunted.
it's the first real haunting. It's the first real beauty you've seen since being here, and it almost seems ancient. Like this is not something that has. This is something that they have done for like millennia, possibly. Like it seems like it's a very like well worn tradition to have this sort of dance.
Cool.
Yeah. Beauty and the Breed.
Nice.
Okay, Nakin, would you guys like to be doing
I
anything?
don't really want to be here,
You said that too, Gray.
So bye.
but
Do you want to kind of like look around the exits and entrances and
yeah,
see who's coming and going?
I guess we are supposed to
Sure.
be
Kind of be.
sure.
More
I
of
think
a
there's
look.
one over that way. Let's go.
Do you want to split up or stay together?
You can come with me if you want.
Okay.
Okay. I
Okay.
walked to the bar.
We'll be.
Okay.
Oh no.
Here we go.
I'm
And you
just
will,
gonna-
you guys will, you will walk past Pippin and Lonan
Nah,
as you go towards the
Passing
long
by.
nest
And I'll be
table.
like,
Keep it clean today, Max.
Gentlemen, and I'll kind of like tip my nut hat with my rod.
Yeah.
I don't think you should drink too much.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Oh no.
Here we go.
And you go up and you notice immediately that there's no bartender and there's just drinks.
Oh,
Oh
no.
no.
No,
We've
no.
heard about this.
Oh, put
Um,
the rod under one arm.
Yeah.
I
I'll
don't
grab
know about
two.
it.
Okay.
How big are they compared to him?
you don't.
Same size. Like Knack is like, though he's short, he's like wide. So like his hands are like the same size as Lonan's or Gray's. He's just like short.
He's got big, thick
Do I
fingers.
see anybody around him?
Uh,
Pippin or.
You saw them walk by, but they kind of walked past you and just said, "Don't drink too heavily."
I just said, keep it clean tonight.
They keep it clean. Yes.
No.
Roll perception for me though, really quick. Sorry. And no, you can drain them quickly.
I'll take a sip.
5.
It's good. It's bubbly. 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, five.
Okay. You feel eyes on you, but can't discern from where.
It's bubbly.
It's bubbly.
What kind of bubbly?
That kind of.
Like it's like a very champagne-y. That's how you would relate it, but it has like almost like a like an umami taste, which you're not used to in like a.
Oh.
But
This is swell. And then I put it back.
oh, you put it back. Okay.
Oh,
Wow.
When he does that, I'm gonna kind of lean over. I'm gonna just kind of be like, "Hey, you shouldn't be drinking too much," and then I'm gonna whisper in common, "I feel like we're being watched here,
Oh,
like
Oh.
closely."
it's not ale, so I won't drink it.
Oh, of course,
Yeah,
rubbish.
it is rubbish. And,
Let's.
in common. Well, let's see what we can see.
Yes, I agree.
So looking around, you can clearly see the entrance that you came on from the opposite side of the room at this point. You see Bree dancing gorgeously with Hector on the dance floor.
Are people like watching Bree dance?
People, you can see people like people don't seem to be as conservative in this environment. They seem to be a lot more a little jovial. Is that definitely the best way to describe it? They seem these are like you can tell that these are like probably the higher ups in the military like state that you guys are in. These people are like the 1%, and don't have to really watch their tongues nearly as much. So you can see people openly staring and laughing, and the music plays. But you can definitely see people are at first almost like hesitated when Bree was dancing, but then they saw who she was dancing with, and everything went back to normal.
Can we see anybody when we're kind of making our rounds and like looking around? Like anybody too kind of centered in?
Yeah,
like
or just
too
stay
focused in on something? We being as
So you guys can
vigilant.
both vigilant.
Yeah.
You can both roll perception for me.
And they're like,
Yeah.
Vigilant.
Yeah. Have you seen, Kevin James from the movie Hitch? When
No.
Yeah.
That's me dancing.
Do it right now. Do it right now.
Like the Q-tip.
thank you.
Oh!
Oh, nice.
That one!
Oh,
16.
He falls
16.
over.
So Nat, you actually, in your looking, you kind of get focused in and you see the doors, and you see people going in and out, and it kind of like draws you away from Gray. And you don't realize that you wandered away. And Gray, you don't realize either, because you finally make eye contact with a large rhinoceros woman with very, almost like back length hair that almost seems to ripple, even as she's standing still. And she's quite tall in a very like different kind of dress. It's the same color as the rest, but it's much poofier, much more like a gown, like a ball gown, than anything else you've seen. And as you make eye contact with her, she holds it. She beckons towards you.
I walk towards her.
Okay?
Do you?
And she will reach her hand out to you. And she will lead you to the dance floor. Roll performance for me.
Oh no.
Come on.
I'm now doing the big rig.
What is
Natural 20.
Oh! So you go on the dance floor.
Yeah,
Kill
he's
it.
like,
I'm
And
showing
you-
my jade ring.
Yeah. And she grabs it. And she's much taller than you.
Yeah,
And she starts spinning you. And she's leading you. Just as much as Bree was being led by Hector, you're being led by this mysterious woman.
but you're gracefully being.
And you're
Yes.
dancing. And as you dance, you almost notice around you, you feel a heat emanating from this woman. Not like some sort of warmth, but not uncomfortable. More like like sitting near around a fire, or like the heat coming off of like a campfire, or like from the heat of a well worked kiln.
A well-worked woman.
And as she's swinging you, you slow into a more calm part of the dance. And as you look around, everything seems blurry around you. And only the woman is in focus.
Whoa.
And as you dance, you slow, and it's more hand in hand. And you realize you can't quite see her face. And she speaks. How far you've come. I've been trying to find him for a while now. I was worried. He didn't tell me where he was going. I was worried he had taken him. But you reek of death. You reek of decay. You were easy to find. And I wish I could speak to my sweet Artemis. But I am kept from him, and so I must speak with you, vessel of the decrepit. Keep watch. I shouldn't have pulled you away. The fires speak to me, and they speak danger, and they speak chaos, but they speak order beyond what should be had. I don't like this plane. They don't recognize me here. The air is too far from the earth and the gems and the fires that I call home. Take care of him. Keep watch. My sweet Artemis. She will spin you and step away. And when you look, she's gone.
What in God's tarnation?
And you're just kind of standing, and like a group of dancers like bump into you slightly, and you kind of get jostled, and they kind of just glare and keep dancing.
So was I kind of just like spinning around with somebody or nobody? I'm so confused.
You don't know.
Never know.
I'm gonna.
just dancing around.
Yeah, I'm just like drunk.
He's
Questionable.
just like,
All right, I'm gonna try to look for Artie. Where'd he go?
Okay,
I'm gonna go. For
we're gonna pause.
Where'd he go?
So we're gonna jump over Pippin and Lonan. What are you guys doing?
So
we're approaching the hippo.
as we approach the hippo lady
I'm
that's
gonna be like,
on the thing, Pippin's ahead of me, and I can see everybody beginning to dance, and so Pippin's ahead and he's not even looking at me, and I grab his hand, and I'm like I turn him like towards me, and I like bow,
You're
and
just
I'm going-
feeling the fan fiction.
and I'm
Yeah.
going,
so hard.
and I'm like, Pippin, shall we?
one of Pippin's curls is gonna go like, ding!
Both of you roll performance.
All right. But as we dance, I'm gonna be trying to lead him towards in front of like the hippo lady. So like we're dancing, but like looking at this hippo lady at the same time.
Yeah, the one with the laurels, correct?
Yeah.
Not bad, not bad.
13. Performance is
Put your back
15.
into me.
15. Okay, so like decent. You guys definitely don't. You guys are dancing well together, but you're having a hard time picking up the pace of this intricate old.
Pippin doesn't care. He's gonna lay his head on Lonan's chest.
But you guys eventually do manage, like after a while you bump a little bit, but you guys manage to get the ribbon enough. You guys aren't spinning. You guys aren't telling the same story through your movements that everybody else is.
Telling a different
But
story.
Bree, you can see this. You can see that they managed to find their footing, and
Where's
well,
the-
although they're not moving the same way, they almost find their way through the dance, like a second story is being told on the floor.
For the hippo lady, is she next to another lady or no?
She was standing, and actually she has started dancing as well with a tall elephant man with almost silvery skin.
So what I want to do is I want to be able to get Pippin to be able to talk to her. So while we're dancing alongside and they're dancing as well too, I'm going to try to kind of like pass the dance off. And
So
like,
switch partners.
and
And who are you gonna try to grab?
So Pippin can dance with the hippo lady and talk to her, and I can dance with this like
This
gigantic
elephant man. Okay, so roll a.
So I'm like
Sleight of
passing.
hand.
I'm passing
I
off
was thinking sleight of hand.
Sleight of performance.
I want a dexterity based performance check. So are you proficient in performance?
No.
No.
Then just use
Uh,
your dexterity modifier instead.
19.
Ooh, okay, so you very easily. You don't even know what's happening.
Yeah, Pippin.
You're in
Pippin
a
is,
spin.
his eyes are closed. He's-
Pippin, you're in a spin, and you feel Lonan's hand let go,
Yeah,
and it is grasped again by a much larger
yeah, I'm
hand.
gonna Lonan's gonna let go of me, and I'm gonna fall, and she catches me.
And in a dip, and you open your eyes, and this large, whiskered muzzle of this ashen hippo face. And it's not ugly, it's just kind of large.
Oh,
Lonan.
Yeah.
hello.
My,
Sorry.
a strange one you are. Ah,
Hi. What's your name?
I'm Lydia.
Yeah.
Lydia Gieberg.
Nice to meet you.
Hello. Oh, I already know who you are.
Hi,
As you
Pippin.
continue the dance,
Pippin Gilligan Foss.
Foss.
Yeah, that's me.
You are quite the guest tonight.
I'm not as much as a guest as you, if I assume correctly by
You
those
are
lords.
correct. I am the new governor of Lowings. I am leaving tomorrow.
Congratulations, your governance.
Thank you very much. And as you keep dancing, we're gonna cut slightly to Lonan. You're kind of just dancing with this elephant man, and he kind of looks disgruntled. He's kind of like
You're like stepping on his feet.
yeah, but he is he kind of fights you for a second, but he pulls you, so he's leading the dance. So you're kind of
Okay.
into this. While there were two stories, now there's only one. Once more, and we'll jump back to Lydia and Pippin. Oh, perfect timing. Would you like to come with me?
For what exactly?
Well,
I've heard you guys
I have something I would like to show you.
oh.
My eyes are on Pippin the entire time.
Yep. And so you get turned, and sometimes you
If
you
I-
can't quite see what they're
yeah,
talking.
exactly.
So you
I'd be
can
like-
see them.
So sorry, what'd she say?
I have something to show you.
Oh, I don't know if I'm exactly single.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
It's complicated.
I'm sorry. We don't fraternize with simmates like you.
Oh,
But
okay.
I also have. I'm sure the Lord High Commander is waiting for you now.
The Lord High Commander.
Come with me,
Oh,
So
and
with
you
the-
will see him
within,
being
like,
led.
Yeah, like imagine like a picture where or not a picture, but like a movie scene where like there's this big gigantic thing in front of me, and like it's just like picture in picture where he's just starting to get further and further away. But the more I can kind of like see Pippin like
Yeah,
behind
and
me,
you actually see him eventually walking off.
I'm
of
gonna
the
like try to
dance
let
floor.
go. Of, Thank you, sir. And
Roll an acrobatics check.
He's in love with you
oh
now.
no, it's 8.
You've charmed him.
As you try to pull away, you're like, "Thank you, sir." You feel a grip tighten.
Oh no.
Is he
On your
hurting my
wrist.
arm?
It is very tight on your arms,
What is his fate like? Does he look angry at me?
and he almost has like this smug smile on his face.
I said
No.
thank you, sir.
And I said, "Thank you, sir. You're coming with me."
Oh
Who's closest to me?
no! He's
Is
going to
anyone
the
near me?
back room.
I'm gonna quickly.
Yeah,
Nap,
that's fine.
where are you right now?
Oh my god.
You were drawn away from the crowd,
Yeah.
and you kind of went towards. Roll an investigation check for me, because you saw something almost glimmer on the far wall.
11.
11. So as you trace your hand against the wall, you thought you saw something. You feel a groove, almost disguised in the simple design of the wall. And as you drag your hand farther, you feel another groove. and it feels almost like a doorway. And as you're investigating it, roll me a perception check while you're investigating.
Oh my god.
How bad was it?
Isn't it?
As bad as it could get.
Jeez.
Truly.
As
I
bad
rolled-
It
as
might have been my
possible.
fault because I
Those dice
moved
suck.
this.
No, it still rolled.
I rolled
Okay.
2 nat ones tonight.
So it's a
a
nat
couple
one?
2s and a 3.
Okay. So,
You're doing good.
I have no dice.
you don't realize, as you're caught by surprise, by 2 sets of arms, grabbing each and lifting you off of the ground, as the door in front of you peels open, and you walk into darkness.
Uh-oh.
Gray, with disadvantage, you roll this as a disadvantage. Eerie and Bree, you guys can roll normally. Gray with disadvantage because of this last event.
What am
What
I
are we rolling?
rolling?
Perception.
21.
21?
Wow, nice.
12.
12?
Not bad.
With advantage?
No.
Oh.
You with disadvantage.
14.
Oh, with the, normally you roll. That's
19
good.
and a 14.
Wow, okay, and what did you roll?
12.
12. So you don't realize Eerie. 16 you said?
21.
Oh, no, okay, you said 16.
14.
14, okay. So neither of you notice.
Oh.
So you are very disgruntled. You're still in the middle of the dance floor, and you do see Gray.
I'm like kind of just making rounds.
And you do see Pippin. Both of you notice Pippin being led off the dance floor, out the main doorway.
Can I say what Erie would have done, having noticed
Yeah.
Pippin leave?
Mm.
She would like to, as best she can, because I know it's a crowded room with lots of people around, somewhat stealth her way. Like,
Yeah.
I would like to try to stealth and follow.
Okay, so roll a stealth for me,
Yeah.
and I will describe what you see. You, Bree, you're very caught up.
This is intense.
Roll a d6 for me, just because I had to make a decision.
Okay.
Am I grappled right now?
Mhm.
Oh man.
5.
Okay, so you notice, you saw the dance, you see Pippin being led away, and you see Gray kind of stunned in the middle. What did you roll for?
17.
17. And you also notice Eerie kind of starting to follow through. Are you trying to leave the room too?
Yeah, I'm trying to go wherever he went. I'm
Yeah.
trying to follow.
You see Pippin
Like,
exit the room with this large woman, and you see moments later Eerie kind of slip out the door, but you don't see any heads turn towards Eerie as she
Okay.
does this. But you also see, only the briefest glance, you see a void open up on the far wall, and you see Knack disappear into it.
Okay. Can I ask a question?
Yes, you can.
When Pippin was dancing with this woman, was I at any point in the dance, close enough to slip something in his pocket?
Roll a sleight of hand check, and I will tell you.
13 plus 9.
You were definitely close
Okay.
enough at some point,
So-
and had the dexterity.
Okay,
To do
so,
so.
As I passed him, I'm going to slip a silver coin into his pocket, into
Okay.
Pippin's pocket.
Okay.
That's all I wanted to do for now. With that part.
And as seeing Knack disappear into the wall, Lonan, you were led towards the kitchen doors.
Am I the opposite of where Pippin is now? Like
You actually didn't see Pippin.
I
You
didn't
were very
see-
because
okay.
you were like very close, almost like in like a bear hug from this elephant man right now, like right up to his chest. And as you see people looking at you, you see them almost like look away, almost like they didn't
Oh,
see a
shit.
thing.
was any of our friends like around at this
I
time?
was watching him and following him.
And
Like
as
black bag.
you were drawn through the doors, past the large table filled with champagne glasses, we will end our session for the night.
Lonan's the meal today.
So thank you guys all for tuning in to session 27 of All Fun and Dice.
What's
I
happening?
hope you guys
This is
had
insane.
a great time. Thank you all for tuning in. If you guys want to, again, next week we'll be coming again at between 7 and 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. If you want to watch our previous VODs, you can go to AllFunNDice at youtube.com. You can also follow us on some of our other social medias at
What a
AllFunNDice at
cliffhanger.
Instagram.com and AllFunTV. Twitter?
Fun and Games TV.
Fun and Games TV. I always get it wrong. Fun and Games TV at Twitter.
Yeah, check out our Instagram. We have all the character art and also our cool, awesome dice bags that are custom made
Yeah.
by
Custom made.
Art
Art
Rock
Rock
Spirit.
Spirit.
And actually,
everyone has
throughout the
theirs
week this
today.
week, there will actually be some posts of some concept art that I've drawn for the Plane of Air that you guys can get little sneak peeks of what some of my ideas look like for the scenery we've seen so far.
Awesome.
So thank you guys all for tuning in,
Yep.
and don't forget to
Stick around. See you guys in the next episode.